Bobby want to say hi? Yeah, say hi. Say hi. Oh, now you want to get down? You want to get down now? Huh? Huh? Okay, all right. Come on. Oh my God, you're so heavy. Okay, go away. Okay, hi. There we go. Now I can see better. Get over here. Chat. Oh.
Positive.
There we go. Wait, what?
Positive.
Get the fuck out of here. Wait a minute, guys. 1 second. He's so funny. He's like, he took a COVID test because he wasn't feeling too good lately. He's like, it's positive. No, it's not. It's not. I mean, you all heard him say it's positive. If he's a man, so if it were really positive, it would be the end of the world. I'm only slightly kidding. All right, let's see. Hey, Kara. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. Hi, Cajun Heart. Hi, Lisa. Just Lisa. Hi, Indigo Halo. Poodlerific, what's up? Oh, you feel better? I hope that's what you're saying, Cajun Heart. Hey, Heather. Hey, Sue Elliott. Kathy Ann. April. Reagan. I gotta say like hello to people differently because every time I do this, I feel like the chick from Romper Room. Yeah, it's weird. And I ain't no Romper Room. I don't know. Although I do talk to myself a lot. So maybe there's that. Okay, so Veda may be joining us at some point in time tonight. She and I talked and she said, yeah, let's do this. Let's stream. And I gave her a time when I was going to start, but I haven't heard from her since, so I don't know. I know I was starting a little late because I had to work. I was actually supposed to work until 11, but I got out a little early. So that's good. But yeah, so well, thank you, Poodlerific. Hi, Angela. So some shit happened today. I noticed. I don't really know what to say about it because I'm not even caught up because I've been working since like 5 and I started getting ready for work since like 3:30. Well, no, about 3:30. So I only listened to a few things, and then while I was listening, getting ready for work, Molly went live, so I switched on over to her, and then she had issues with her chat, and then she started a new live. So really, even my chances in which for me to listen to things to catch up, I really haven't been able to catch up. So I was just listening to one stream now, one of the stupid one's nonsense, or Becky there did, and I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people. Like, what I don't. She was like, what stream was it of hers? Setting the record straight once again, which, I mean, you got to set things straight, the first time for there to be a once again. But I digress. She seems just dumbfounded that back in October, Molly asked her friend Justin to give viewers an update on her current situation regarding her mother. I'm trying to see. I'm a big believer of be the change you wish to see in the world. And since I would love to see people, especially like over Nonsense's farm there, I would like to see people show a little more compassion towards others. So I'm going to try and discuss this while showing compassion to Becky there. I understand that when you don't have friends and you really haven't had many or any friends growing up, it's may seem weird to see people do things for one another, especially difficult things like giving an status update on the health of a parent to a bunch of viewers on YouTube. I can see how that would seem strange to someone with friends. And I'm truly sorry that that's your reality. But to those of us who have had the pleasure and experience of having friends, it's not at all unusual. In fact, it's completely understandable. And in some cases, maybe even expected. So I do hope that she is able to find some sort of enlightenment or just broaden her horizons a little bit more and learn for herself that there are different ways to do things than which she has known. She has grown up in this very tiny, tiny little sliver part of the entire world. She has experienced very little. She has, from the sounds of it, she hasn't had many good things in life either, which I guess that would all depend on what you value to be good things. But it seems to be, by her value system, she hasn't had many good things. So I do hope that one day, though, she's able to branch out of this misery that she has surrounded herself in. And she learns that people do things differently than she does, because it's a big, vast world out there. And a lot of us care about others. So we will look at things differently through our own perspective rather than some sheltered, naive, ignorant glasses like she has. We will have like more worldly opticals. And hopefully someday she too can experience that, because then maybe she will realize that not many people are like her. So anyway, I hadn't listened to all of her stream. It's just the little bit I listened to, she's very like, somebody make this make sense. Why is Justin giving this update? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I digress. I said I was going to be more compassionate. That did not come across as compassion, and I apologize. I need to work harder at this. I'm going to stumble before I finally get it right. Just bear with me here. Anyway. Hey, Mama 3. Hey, Al Capone. Were you talking to me? Were you talking to me? Okay. Okay, moving on. Hey, Brennan Graywolf. So, what streams should I go and check out right now? Unirock has put some bullshit out. And though I do feel that he is probably the main culprit behind much of this, I have a difficult time listening to him drone out. Like, my brain, I think, just literally goes numb. Like, I can't even feel like it's the skull around it. Like, that's what he does to my brain. So, but hey, I mean, if there's something there I should listen to, then yeah, I'll pull it. I'll risk my brain. And then I read something about the good Nunya or whatever. She's wow, oh my God. Dude, hearing her talk on that Perplex channel, wow. Like, it's like, you know what that reminded me of? It's like when you're talking to someone who's like in a cult, okay, or some sort of brain, maybe even an MLM, whatever, something where there's a small degree maybe of brainwashing or manipulation going on there. And while you're talking to this person and they're like totally like wrapped up in this nonsense or whatever, I didn't mean that, but pun intended, I guess. But so she's totally wrapped up in this nonsense. And then, but like when you're talking to someone though who's wrapped up in shit like that, you make sense while you talk. And the entire time you do this, they don't catch on. They fight you. They're just like, they have tunnel vision, and the tunnel vision is just focused right on the bullshit. But the eventually that tunnel vision gets like a little crack, and a little bit of light comes through. Listening to her on Perplex's panel, I feel like that was the very, very beginning of the cracking. And some light was coming through. And I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that was interesting though. But it's like she was fighting it though. You know, she didn't want the light to come through. So it was like she just kept trying to like re-brainwash herself and to like just like to completely ignore and avoid the logic being thrown at her. She couldn't deal with it. She wanted to stay with the illogical. And so she fought for it. But I think that some light came through the cracks. I do. We shall see. Okay, so it sounds like Nunya's is the one I should watch or whatever. I mean, what I was listening to here on fucking Becky's stream, it's not even original anymore. It's just the same shit over again. She's trying to show pattern. Get this. She's trying to show pattern that whenever like shit hits the fan or whatever, Molly goes into like this big, like, I don't know, announcement of sorts of some horrible shit. And then she says that this whole pattern started with her brother's house during the hurricane. And I'm like, wow. Molly manufactured a hurricane just so she could get out of some bullshit? Holy shit. That's pretty amazing. And then it dawned on me, boy, I'd sure hate to be the person who was the hurricane maker's enemy. That's not very smart there, Becky. Anyway. All right, the Good Nunya is the name of the channel? Okay. What, is she chewing on her toy?
Yeah. You know what you heard.
Well, it's kind of why you bought it, isn't it? I really hope that that's just the way the light's hitting my shirt and it's not anything that's see-through.
Make sure it's safe.
Now, what was that?
Stop.
Okay, hers isn't a very long stream, so all right, cool. I don't have it in me to sit through like these fucking hours long streams. All right, she's got that. Let's see. Oh, hey! I'm gonna add you now, just so you know. Wait, let me do this. All right. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
My husband's buying me a mini filing cabinet, so he's wanting me to go ahead and scan all this. I got a room literally that is stacked to the ceiling. No joke. I'll send you a picture of paperwork. And he's wanting me to scan every bit of it in. So I brought 2 tubs into the living room to scan in to start with, I guess. It's a lot of paperwork. So that's what I've been doing all night because he wants that room cleaned up. So, ugh. How are you?
I'm good.
What are you doing? Did you go to work today?
Yeah, I did. I was supposed to work. Well, I had to go in at 5. I was supposed to work till 11, but they let me go about, I don't know, 10 or so.
When you say you're going to improv, what is that, acting?
Improv, it's kind of like acting, but it's more comedy, I think, than acting. It's what I do on Thursday nights is it's like a drop-in improv thing. So it's not a class. Anyone who wants to just participate in improv, you show up, you put your name in a hat, they pick out names, and then you go up on stage with your scene partner, and you work off of suggestions. And like, say me and a scene partner up on stage or whatever, I'm like, okay, I say to the audience, okay, give me a location for a place that can fit in the stage or whatever. And say they come back with I don't even know, like elevator. So then we're like, okay, elevator. And then we both go off to each side of the stage, and we come back in, and we just start like making up shit on the fly, and creating a scene that would happen that has to do somehow with an elevator, you know?
Oh, okay. Are you good at it?
Huh?
Are you good at it? Do you get picked often?
Well, I mean, we pick out of a hat. So, but I don't think I'm great at it because I still need practice with it, but I don't think I'm bad. So
That would be fun. Where, like, is this online or something, or is it a place that you're going?
It's a theater. Yeah,
Okay.
we have a theater here in Utica. It's called the Uptown Theater, and it closed down years ago. So a guy from the area here who was living out in LA, he was writing for TV and stuff. He ended up moving back home here, so he bought the theater and he's renovating it. He's restoring it or whatever. It's now a community arts theater, creative arts theater.
Wow, there's a guy that does that here. There's a little acting theater like that here. I just don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know what all they do, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought about joining that, but I'm bad at acting.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I guess it's to teach you to act, though, isn't it? I mean, it's basically to teach you how to act, huh?
A little bit, yeah. Because I did a workshop last year. It was at Trout Lake in Pennsylvania. It was called Camp Utopia or Camp Improv Utopia.
Uh-huh.
And it's for the whole East Coast, or anyone can come really though from the world, but it's the East Coast version of this camp. And you work with all these like real big people in the industries, people who write for Saturday Night Live and other TV shows and stuff. And one of the things though that I took away from this workshop this last year was because I get stuck a lot while doing a scene. I don't know what to say next. And when you fall into that trap, your mind just starts going crazy and you can't think of anything. So
that's what I was going to say. My mind would go blank.
Well, this one teacher we had there, he said, don't pick a word. Don't pick a sentence. Pick an emotion and just work with that. And,
pick an emotion.
Yeah. So like if I don't know, we're in an elevator or whatever, and I don't know what to say next or whatever, I pick an emotion. Like say, I can start acting like I'm flipping out. I'm scared. I'm claustrophobic. I'm stuck in this elevator. So I just start like physically showing signs of that. And he'd said during our class, he said, while you're doing this, either you or your scene partner will come up with something to say. And he was right. Every time I've used this as a tool, that's what's happened. So it's not just my scene partner thinking. I come up with it most of the time, so yeah.
I would love that. That sounds so fun. I didn't think you'd be into something like that, but then I always hear you say improv, and I was like, I have got to ask her, by God, what she means by that. Because me and somebody else were talking about this the other day, and I was like, well, I don't think Erin would be into that, but I might be wrong.
Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. So
what are we doing tonight?
Okay, well, I need to get caught up on much of the bullshit that happened today. Like I was saying, I watched a little bit of Becky's video, and I'm trying to show Becky a little bit of compassion. So I get. Well, here's the thing, because she just seems so flabbergasted that back in October, Justin was the one employed with the task to update the viewers on Molly's mom's current health situation. She couldn't believe that it was Justin giving this update. So the only thing I can think of is poor Becky to never have experienced having friends before, because that's what friends do for each other. I mean, that poor thing. She's never really had a friendship before, or So that's what I took away from the little bit of her stream I watched. I know Unirock did a stream, but I'm not super thrilled about watching his stuff. But whatever. So a couple of people in the chat here were talking about Nunya's stream, so I was going to pull that up.
I forgot she had it. I've never been to her channel, and I quit listening to Becky about 2 months ago. Like when I figured out everything, I just I would only watch her anyway to research and catch something, But there's I've got it all, so there was no reason for me to go to her channel. So I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. I go there every so often. She sure likes to talk about us, you especially lately. But
I know she can't stand. But I'm a non-factor, right? But you can't get me off of your mind. So,
yeah.
Well, it's a good thing. I tend to do that to people once they get to know me. They usually can't get me out of their head. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But
depends on how you're running around in their head.
I wonder why it's particularly me. Is it just because maybe I squashed the narrative that they were running, that they had steady hold for 8 months, and I came and squashed it?
I think because you were not something they planned on or expected. Like I think that they planned and possibly expected people from the quote unquote anti-KJ community or whatever to come out and talk shit or whatever. But you were an anomaly. You were something that came out of left field. They didn't know where you came from. They didn't know what to make of you. And then here you were dropping all this shit in their lap, you know? I think that you were unexpected, and they're still working through that, I think.
My husband says the same thing.
Your husband sounds very smart.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
He's like, are you streaming tonight? I said, not on my channel. I'm going to Aaron's channel. He said, oh, thank God. You won't be racing around the house getting ready. And I was like, I'm not going on camera tonight. I can just chill and be me on her channel, so I'm good.
Sure.
You can't hear none of that paper in the background, can you?
I can't hear it now.
Okay.
All right, we're going to check out chat here real quick. I don't think I see, oh, wait, let me go here. I just want to make sure that, okay. So chat, if anyone in chat has any questions or whatever, they want me to see something, just tag me in it. And because I'm just going to scroll through and look for the orange right now. Like after the stream, I'll go through and read much of the chat, but during the stream, I'm just going to look for the orange box. So, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start the stream. I'm going to pull it up on camera here.
Okay. And last time, since we kind of like rotated over each other, I'll let you commentate first or whatever. And if I have anything, I'll go after you.
Okay, whatever. Or if there's something you want to say, just speak up and say, hey, can you pause it? Or whatever, pause it, and I will.
Okay.
All right. And guys in chat, let me know if there's an echo. There shouldn't be because I'm using StreamYards, but just in case, I never know.
Like in the last, I don't know, maybe
I skipped through
10,
the
15
intro.
minutes. I was like, let me go throw something together real quick and see if I could do it. So now that I know I could do it, I could actually go through and put some more into it. So thanks for that. I appreciate that.
You didn't have the light chat on?
Hello, everybody. I just am going to give my, I'm going to give my disclaimer that I 100% am standing.
Did she really do a stream with no live chat?
Oh, I didn't know that. How do you turn that even off? Like I've never seen a thing.
You do it in studio. Like you once you set up a live stream, you go into studio, and then you go to content, and you click on the live stream, and you're going to be altering, and then once you're into that live stream info, you go to customization, and then you get the option to turn it off. You can turn off the replay. You can hit the live chat, but just no replay of the chat, whatever.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. Okay.
All right.
Firmly on top of my soapbox today, so I apologize if my soapbox makes you uncomfortable, but I have stayed fairly quiet. This is my page. I have my own voice. I speak for myself. I don't speak for anybody else. I'm not a fan of people speaking for anybody else either, so that's just, it is what it is. Jen, I seen it's your first time here. Welcome. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you being here. So here's my questions, okay? So I've felt very, very crazy over the last, I'm gonna give it 3 to 4 days at this point. Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today's Monday, right? So 4 days. We'll give it 4 days, okay? I have felt like the absolute like looniest person on earth, right? So for me, so you and I need to talk to other people so I can make sure, like, is there normal people out there? Am I the crazy one? That's what I need to do. I'm writing that down now. I need a button. Am I the crazy one? Hold on. Please hold while I write that down, because I need a damn button that says that. Okay, so here's my questions to the people in the YouTube universe right now. Okay, all right.
Sorry, I'm all excited. I finally got my ears.
And I'm not going to be like fully reading questions.
They haven't been connecting for like the longest time. For the first time in like 3 weeks, they connected.
I lost my headphones. I'm so mad.
I lost, I don't know how many pairs. Like it's crazy.
Well, I have a tracker on them, but if they die, you can't track them, and they died, and I lost them, and I'm screwed. So.
Yep. Same here.
I wanted to let you know while you're listening to this, she admitted that she has gotten help and that she is an admitted recovering narcissist. Like she says that she was, diagnosed with it or whatever, and she's been in recovery. So I try to keep that in mind as I listen to her, so I won't get as upset. But I don't know.
Recover from? I mean, maybe it's manageable, but I don't see how one can be recover. Like
That's what I said, because they are the hardest people to treat, and most of the times they can't, there's no way to help them recover. So I don't know how that'll go.
yeah, I don't know either. It's I kind of believe it just by listening to the way she was talking there on Perplexed channel, but I don't know. She was talking about a button though. Oh, damn it! I was gonna play some. Well,
Do you notice what she'll do? I wanted to see if she did that girl the same way she did me in the messages, and it was dead point center. You know how I told you we argued for 2 weeks? The reason why is she says that she's open to your opinion and she's open-minded. No, she's not. What she'll do is she'll listen to your opinion, usually jump right on top of you and pin her opinion right back on top of it and tell you why your opinion's wrong. She won't even consider it.
Yep.
That's how she really does it. That's the absolute truth. And she'll go on and on and on. You never can ever get a point across.
Yeah. I can see that. I totally believe that. And she doesn't, throughout the entire time talking with Perplex, you could tell that she didn't really have much of an argument to come back with, with Perplex. But rather than sit there and think, well, gee, if I don't have an argument, maybe she has a point, instead she just go right into convincing herself somehow that that's not the case. It's
exactly.
I never seen somebody fight so hard to remain ignorant, But,
exactly. She will not, she has no willing, that's why I said, she thinks everything she says is correct. And no matter what, she's going to tell you why your opinion is wrong, no matter what it is.
yeah.
We were talking about Patreon. I said, well, how can you prove that I paid Molly for an interview? She said, well, you're a part of her Patreon. And I said, well, y'all said I paid $125 for the interview, then $225. If that's the case, then if Molly's Patreon is $20, then how does that equal $125 or $225? So we argued over that for 2 days. And then she finally said, well, since you're a part of her Patreon and the fact that you paid $20 to join, that means you paid for the interview and you're begging for attention. And she said, there's no way to prove either way that you were not a patron I was not a patron on the day I did the interview with Molly. I was not a patron. And that whole month I was not a patron. So I said, well, how in the hell did I pay for an interview if I never was in her Patreon during the time I did the interview? She said, well, you can't prove that. Well,
exactly.
I did.
But it also sounds like she's saying well, you can't prove that you didn't pay for that interview.
That's exactly what she said, typed out. She said, you're not going to be able to prove it.
That interview. Yeah, it's like you can't prove that you're innocent, so therefore you're guilty.
That's exactly what she said.
It's not how shit works.
Yeah.
I mean,
she literally had the nerve to say to me, I don't care, but you'll never be able to prove that you were not a patron that month because there's no way to tell when you join and leave and then rejoin. And I said, you want to bet? Wait on it.
Yeah, you should have some sort of activity. Yeah, how you're.
I showed it last night.
Since you pay to get in your own payment information, you should have a record of that on your whatever it is you use to pay for it.
Exactly, and not even. Luckily, when all that happened, Molly messaged me and she said, "I'm sorry to see you go." And I had explained to her what happened with my card and all of that month. So I was like, bingo, I can use this as proof. Boom. Yeah. So it worked out.
Okay, so Trio Monkey says, what's the topic, or is it just a free-for-all questionnaire? I'd like to know how many licks to the center of a verified lollipop and is using a power drill for it just one lick. Okay, well, okay. You'd have to find a really small power drill, okay? Because the big ones, you'll probably just end up drilling your foot. And there's no telling how many licks it'll take then. So you want to find a really small power drill. I would just try the licking of it to find that answer. I don't know. It's Buddhist monks are still working on it. So ask them.
Oh God.
But no, in all seriousness though, I'm really just basically, I want to just cover and talk about and just, I don't know, just bring to light the fucking horrible shit that they've been doing and saying about Molly and her mother and all this shit. On Twitter, here I'm gonna show this now because this kind of got under my skin a little bit. But let me pull it up. On Twitter, I had someone tweeting about me, and it's the shit that the way that this person worded things. It just they're manipulating the whole narrative. They're manipulating all these all the facts to
I know
tell
who
me
you're talking about. I
fucking,
know exactly
yeah.
who.
It's so stupid, but I mean, whatever. Okay. So, okay, here we go. That's it. Let me switch over there. Wait, let me make sure that I'm not showing my messages. Okay, I'm not. Because I like to do that. I like to dox myself, apparently.
I did too,
Right,
dude.
so-
I accidentally did that the other day.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, it's Menace to Sobriety here, who come to find out is uses the Queen's English. I thought that was quite interesting. So here he says EKC sided with McRae after we told her he's never file his LOL suit. She sided with Letitia after she was told how they attacked and doxed people. Now this part here. Now she sided with Molly Golightly, and it turns out her mom don't have brain cancer. Like,
Oh,
who
God.
her mom had brain? Nobody's. This is what drives me nuts. They're not even arguing the facts and the things being said. He didn't say, and it turns out her mom didn't have cancer. No, it turns out she didn't have brain cancer. No one fucking said she did, dude. It was suspected that the cancer spread to her brain, but that is not brain cancer. But this is what he does. This is what he and Unirock do, and Becky as well now. They take one thing and then they jump it on over to pretend it said something else, and then they argue what's over here and leaving the actual argument alone. It's the stupidest thing ever.
I can't believe you're not thinking what I'm thinking. When they started coming up, maybe it's because you've dealt with it for so many years, but I was new. So when they started to come for me, they couldn't go back on things from 6 years ago to lean on.
Yeah.
And I was like, why do they do that? Why, instead of talking about like that one girl, instead of coming in there talking about the actual topic, she'll want to come in there and bash you for something that happened 6 years ago. Like,
oh yeah,
what's your point of coming up here for? I mean, what was I'm not even talking about that.
Her point for coming in there and coming up there is, if we're talking about Spackle, is that she's miserable and she wants to take that out on other people. And so she uses whatever she can in which to do that. And she has to go back here sometimes to find something, apparently.
How did you guess it was her?
I mean, you described her.
That tells you how used to this you are, is my point of saying that.
Yeah, she's a special one. Yeah. And this right here, like, it kills me. EKC sided with McRae after we told her, bitch, you didn't tell me anything. And I sided with Steve back when I saw that Steve didn't lie, but Katie did. And that was long before any lawsuit was even discussed. So why are you trying to make these two events have happened at the same time when they happened probably a good 18 months apart, And
exactly.
You think I'd listen to any fucking shit you told me anyways? Come on, please. I have a brain,
Yeah, go touch the grass.
Okay, so all right, enough of that shit. Let me go back here. Let's check out this stream. Okay, I'm gonna
hello to everybody
speed it
coming
up too.
in. Thank you very much for me. I am only going live today because I don't even know how to say it. Like, I am confused, appalled, sickened, Twitter-pated, flabbergasted. I don't even know the words for what I am right this second.
I used the word flabbergasted, and I didn't even know that she used it. See?
Oh, God.
I don't know what that means.
Hey, she might have been copying you, but that'll never be said.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. So here's my questions. Okay. All right. Here's my questions. My first question is what does empathy mean to you? Right. So I found a quote today when I just was processing my thoughts. People do those kinds of things in the real world, maybe not, on YouTube, but in the real world, where I used to reside, thankfully, they do those kinds of things.
In the real world, people don't need to look up the fucking definition of empathy to know what empathy is. Just,
Exactly.
Fuck.
So I found a quote that talked about empathy, and it said, true empathy requires that you step outside your own emotions to view things entirely from the perspective of the other person.
Yeah.
And that was like ooh, just kind of hit me in the chest, because if I say I'm an empathetic person, right? If I say I have empathy, am I taking the time to put myself in that other person's shoes, no matter what. No matter what I think of them, no matter what they've done, no matter any of that, if I, right, I'm not accountable for anybody else, but if I say that I, Nunya, am an empathetic person and I practice the act, what I feel like is an act of empathy, do I put myself in that person's shoes? That's for me. Girl, listen, Twilight Zone doesn't even begin. So you say how you feel because it matters. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, you know what? That one's behind. To be able to understand and share the feelings of others. Okay. All right. Putting yourself in others' shoes and feeling what they are feeling. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I can appreciate that. The ability to empathize with other people's feelings. Okay. All right. Now here's where the Twilight Zone comes in. Okay. I'm not a fan of twisting anybody's word. Like I'm I say what I say kind of person. There's no misinterpretation.
Oh my God. When are we? We are almost 6 minutes into this. And all she has done is talk about herself.
Exactly.
I'm an empath. I did this. Okay. I'm a very direct person. I do this. I, me. Why are we here? Nobody cares. But whatever. Okay.
It's only what she thinks or what she feels. You're wrong. You're an idiot, period.
I mean, I have a high suspicion that she's going to struggle with empathy, since in her efforts to discuss empathy, all she's done is use the words I, me.
Right. Herself will get in her way.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why I am such a panel hopper. Is because of the fact that I can go any and everywhere and still blend.
Oh my God. I got wait. Listen to her laugh. Wait a minute.
In. I can I think that's one of the reasons why I am such a panel hopper.
Mine might be worse.
No. Billy Madison. Carl. No, not Carl. The other guy. The one who did that weird laugh. Oh my God, it's gonna drive me nuts. I can't think of
I know. I'll think of it.
The little rat face guy or whatever. Yeah. The one who was trying to like steal the company and shit. Like he does the same fucking laugh.
Oh God.
Is because of the fact that I can go any and everywhere and still blend in. I can go any and everywhere, and yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I can go any and everywhere and make my stance be my stance. I don't have to. I never go into a conversation to try and convince somebody to come to my side, to convince somebody to try and see things my way, because then really all I'm doing is trying to make the world just like me. And God knows, like I've got enough going on with me. I do not need anybody else in the world to exist like me. We are exactly who we are supposed to be on purpose. We go through the experiences that we go through on purpose. So I don't want to be anybody else, and I don't want anybody else to be me. I don't want to surround.
This is Nunya with empathy. What the fuck? Oh my
God, kills
sorry.
me when she says she doesn't want anybody else to come to her side. That is all she's trying to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Around myself in a world where these people, right? So people are like, it's just the internet, it's just YouTube. You know, I know Nancy's always like, go touch grass, you know, whatever. But here's the thing: these people live out in the real world. And while I hear people saying, this is just my online persona, no, this is who you are. This is what you actually showed the world. You just hide this person. Your actual persona is the person who you got when you go out in public. That's your persona. Fuck what you're talking about. I don't even I can't even imagine being in a place and living in a world, and again, I'm nobody's fucking moral authority. I watched a live yesterday about me.
Oh, but you fucking act like you are. I mean, I'm not one who's going. I will never sit here and say, "Oh, if you watch this person, if you support this person, then you're just as guilty." I don't say that, because you can take what you like and you can leave the rest with everyone you like. This is what we all do. So I'm not going to sit here and say, because you support nonsense, because you watch nonsense, or Becky, that you're just as bad as she is. No.
Exactly.
What I am going to say, though, is that since you were right there doing the same shit right there along with Becky, up on her panel, talking to her, encouraging her and taking her encouragement and doing her bidding and her whatever, that's why you're just as bad as Becky. And this is...
I live by this saying, you teach people how to treat you. And the way that she's like Nonsense will say, she'll say, I'm my own person and me alone. I don't know why they're trying to tie me in with Uni and Katie, but then she'll be like, oh, they're all one and the same. They co-sign the behavior, so they deserve to be punished for their behavior as well. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, girl, come on with this mess.
Well, I've noticed that Becky's been a little bit more ballsy with the way she's talking about Katie and even Trey. She's not quite as ballsy with Unirock yet, but that may change. I don't know. But I think that that's hilarious because she's going to say the wrong thing soon enough, and she's going to meet Katie's wrath. And I'm here for that with fucking chocolate popcorn and shit. Like that's gonna be funny. I'm whatever. I'm being petty. I admit. Okay.
She's so mentally abusive, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
And I always like to watch the good and the bad. I'm a fan of both sides because I like to hear other people's perspectives. And the person was like, well, what gives you the right to determine somebody is bad or not? Here's the thing. It's called a fucking opinion. And just like assholes, everybody has one. So it is my opinion, right? If you do bad content, it is my opinion that says that's bad content, in my opinion, right? I've never the hypocrisy is amazing. The firing up a live to talk about the lives that are talking about the lives and then saying, but I'm here to stop the lives. Like, what? Make it make sense. It just it's ridiculous to me. And I don't understand it. Okay. Next question. Personal accountability. So do you feel like what does personal accountability mean to you? That's where I'll go. That's where I'll go from there. We'll go with that. It's somewhere further than just YouTube. We are seeing real lives affected daily. Right? Exactly.
Do you hear this in the background? The dog's flipping out, running
I
over.
hear. What kind of dog is that? Me and my husband were trying to figure it out.
She's an American bully.
Okay.
Extra large. Apparently, stop. God. Oh my God, it's so annoying. Wait a minute. Let me mute. Sorry. Yeah, she still has a very high pitched puppy bark.
What did you name her?
Clubber Lang.
Why did I think her name is Punchy or Punch something?
Oh no, that was our old dog, our late dog. Yeah.
Oh,
Punchy.
sorry.
Yeah. We lost her in November, so.
Oh, I feel bad. Sorry.
That's all right. It's okay. So yeah, now we have Clubber Lang. Okay, I'm gonna go back and play this because.
Hello to everybody coming in. I gave the preface in the very beginning. Sorry if you missed it. One, we got a new intro, but two, so if you want to catch up, we haven't been going too long. And if you want to do it on 2X, you'll be caught up with us fairly quickly. I gave the preface that I'm 1000% standing 10 toes down on my fucking soapbox today. And if anybody doesn't like it, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but this is my page. This gives me the opportunity to have a louder voice outside of somebody else's panel where I could be muted or shut down or, timed out or blocked or anything else like that. So that's what I'm here for.
Or be challenged, right?
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is.
They act so hard, but when it comes to putting somebody up on the panel, I'm not going to give you the time. Well, you give me enough time to talk about me on your whole damn stream. You can't give me time to come up there and say nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, when I was playing Becky's stream there where she started to say, tell you what, I'll give you, we're talking about you, I'll write down all the questions and you can take your little pencil out or whatever, and you can come up and panel and you can answer them. I'll give you, and I'm streaming this and I'm watching it for the first time while streaming. I'm like, no, she won't. She's not going to do that. No, she won't. And no sooner did I say that, she turned right around and said, you know what? Never mind. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I'm like, see?
Yeah. Jesus.
So, there's that. Okay. Accountability. So many, no, let's go. Looking within and acknowledging your mistakes, owning your shit, awareness of one's own BS. I'm personally responsible for my actions and how they may affect others. Accountability, owning up to one's own behavior.
Is she reading something?
So that means I, Nunya, am the one who holds Nunya accountable, right? That's personal accountability, right? Now, let me tell you the difference. And I think that it's been said wrong. And I think that's where people are so jaded about it, right? Is there's personal responsibility, right? There's social responsibility too, So I found a definition today.
Okay, the thing though with personal responsibility is we hold ourselves accountable to our own personal standards. And
Thank
other
you.
people will hold themselves accountable to their own personal standards. Their personal standards are not always going to be the same as your personal standards. So just because your standards are set differently doesn't mean they're wrong.
Exactly, especially when you're so blind and you refuse to acknowledge where you're wrong. Like, I waited for them for those 19 hours that they reacted to our streams on Molly's channel to debunk something I said. I waited and waited, and it never happened.
Yeah.
I went looking for things because I was like, I feel this, right? And I need to let it out, So social responsibility, right? That's accountability is a willingness to hold oneself accountable for the behaviors enacted and the resulting outcome, right? That's my version of accountability. Okay. Social responsibility, an awareness of and concern for the impact of one's behaviors upon others. Listen, I have seen almost zero social responsibility in the 6 to 8 months that I've been here. I will say this before for those who are mods for me. I'm 1000%. I'm welcome to anybody. I don't care how you feel about them. All people are welcome here right now. So if you're in the bushes, you don't have to lurk in the bushes. This is an open conversation, and I don't care if we have differences.
So I thought I read somewhere in the chat that someone got blocked or whatever from her stream earlier today. If you're still here,
Yep, if you say something that they don't like, they'll block you.
Oh, it says, so which Facebook group does Nunya run or admin for? Is she in a Facebook group now? Is there a Facebook group or something? I know the one that she was in.
I don't know. I better not speak on it or she'll come and harass me about this question after.
I don't know if she's in a group currently, but the group that she was in, and she was very briefly a mod for, but still a mod, it's now called, what is it, Scam Shell or something?
It's closed. It didn't Flavor archive it. It was exposing scam shell.
That's what it's exposing scam shells or something. But it used to be called exposing something about Dre McCrae or Marvin
Exposing
McCrae.
fraud in the bond. That's what I did my stream last night on halfway through.
And exposing Big Juicy or something like that. That's what she was. It basically was a Facebook group, and it was started by Danielle the Dono Gal and Flava. It was started in the beginning of August, and it existed basically just to try to take down Molly and anyone else helping Letitia, but mostly Molly. It was very heavily focused on Molly straight from the get-go. And it's been archived. It's been archived since like January or February, I think. So it's been archived for a little while. This woman cannot be as delusional as she sounds right now, Nunya. Did she actually listen to herself on the stream you commented on last night? I don't know if she listened, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I love how, what are we? How far into this are we now? We are 11 and a half minutes. We're like a good fifth of the way through. And she still hasn't said anything other than just like pat herself on the back for being who she is. Basically, I don't know.
Exactly.
Opinions, just don't be a dick or you will be kicked. That's kind of my theory. So I want to put that out there for sure. Social responsibility is still something. When the actions that you do affect others, there is a responsibility to that. And I don't like the fact that I'm no fan of forced apologies. Fuck a forced apology. I can respect a person who stands 10 toes down on their bullshit and owns it, right? My shit is all bullshit and I'm sticking with it, right? Okay, cool. No, you can be an asshole, B first. You just can't be a dick. There's a difference. So, that's how it works. You could be an asshole. We're professional assholes, but we're not dicks. There's a difference.
Yeah, you are.
I'm all for, and I can respect somebody saying, I'll give you a perfect example. I am an asshole. But I like to think of myself as a fair asshole, right? I am sorry, but here's the assholery of it all, okay? I cannot stand and hear people talking about Mallory in specifics, right? And I can say, wow, those words shouldn't have been said about her, right? In the same breath, they can
How about you start with maybe the things said about Letitia, even by you? Okay. How about you start with realizing what an asshole you are and have been for that. The whole trying to accuse her of scamming, the whole like being a part of that group, the whole coming at Molly for trying to accuse them of like orchestrating this whole thing and stealing or exploiting it. How about you start with that? Because no matter what fucking way you put it, Letitia has exhibited nothing to suggest that she would ever exploit any kind of situation just to scam money, let alone one that involved the life of her son. Okay, there's nothing there. Just how fucking crazy does it sound to everyone else? It's got to sound crazy. They're accusing her of exploiting losing her son for what, a few measly $1,000, and not that any amount would justify that, but that's just even more of an insult, though. Okay,
or maybe an apology.
Well, see, I don't even know if an apology. What I would like to see most of all would be just for them to just fucking stop. Just stop that bullshit. Just leave Letitia alone. Stop pushing that narrative. Stop. Just stop.
I was hoping once they got outed for what they were doing, I figured, it'd give them some relief and they would just stop. But no, they're doubling down and with no proof whatsoever. Yeah. They accuse people of crimes and lies with no proof whatsoever, just like Katie does. They are just like her.
Yeah, and now this has gone so far that they're accusing Molly of lying about her mom having cancer, about her mom, the end of her mom's life, about anything. And the shit that's being said and judged and fucking just examined and pulled apart. And this, I don't, like, what is your fucking damage? Because you gotta have a lot of it. I don't know. Like, I imagine how I would have felt like if I was on YouTube at the time when I went through this with my mom. And I don't fucking know. That would have put me in a dark place, I think.
Well, they don't even know. I think what they're doing is they don't even realize what words mean. Like they keep saying you're exploiting a tragedy. Okay. The literal meaning of exploitation is the act or fact of treating somebody in an unfair way in order to benefit from their work. That's literally the definition. And, there's two definitions: the act of making use of and benefiting from resources. Okay. Where does Letitia or Molly even fit into that?
Well, I think what they're saying is, the resource that they're exploiting or making use of or trying to obtain for themselves is the viewers' money or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. But
okay.
Yeah,
well,
you're right. But you're right. And by that definition, it doesn't make sense. You're right.
Well, there's one, the fact of making use of a situation to gain unfair advantage for oneself. Okay. So how did she use Marvon's story to gain any kind of advantage for herself? Because all she got from it was being accused of fraud and attacked for 8 months and stopped.
Yeah. I think, though, that their argument is that the reason why she didn't get an advantage is because they put a stop to it. And had they not have intervened, then she would have gotten this huge, advancement or whatever. I don't know. I think that's their argument. That would be their argument anyways, which is bullshit, complete bullshit, because no one could predict, like Letitia creating or her cousin creating a GoFundMe and Letitia talking about it. There's no way she could have predicted the inpouring of money. Why would she? Why would anyone? People start GoFundMes all the time and nobody ever fucking learns about them, or they learn about them and they don't fucking donate. That happens way more often than not.
To me, it has nothing to do with Letitia at all. Like, it's not about Letitia. What it's about is Molly. They weaponize that family. And all, like when they doxed Letitia, they were in a stream, instead of saying how these people are going after Letitia, they were like, why isn't Molly? Like, they were watching a stream of hers to see her reaction. That's all they did it for, was to get attention from Molly and a reaction out of Molly. That was it. Mm-hmm. They didn't care what happened to Letitia and what they just did. They were just worried about, what's Molly going to do? Is she going to notice us?
And why? You think about it, though, when all this started with Molly's channel was like a pretty good size smaller than it is now. Like I think she had like maybe 20,000 less subs or something. Like maybe around around 50. I think she had like 50 something, I think. And now she's like at 80 something. So yeah. But like, why were they trying? Why did they focus on her so hard in the beginning? Like, what was it about her? Was it really just because Katie butted heads with her? I mean, or was rejected by her? Was that really it? Because why would Becky care so much about Katie? Because I don't think Becky really likes Katie.
I think that portion had to do with Dre, because Nunya I mean, she is closer to Dre and them than she's telling. And I think it was absolutely to do something in order to where they would get offline, like harass them till they leave the internet and quit asking for help in order for Dre to get her way, to where they wouldn't have the resources or the access to see their son, which is exactly what happened.
Okay, wait 1 second. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Sorry, he's going to lay down. He just want to tell me something real quick. Yeah.
That's why I told Letitia, do not give up. Do not let these assholes win.
And the thing is I think you might be right though about Dre. I really do, like, being more involved in this and close. Yeah, because I mean, right from the get go, when Dre like came back to social media, this was like one of the first things that she covered, but her coverage or her discussion of this was right there and right aligned with theirs. It's throwing the t-shirt.
Thank you. Yes. I'm glad Dre went live, because that told me right there that she was connected to them. And what gave it away was Unirock went live the day before Dre did her first live recently. And he was talking about, the whole stream was about how when Dre gets back, he knew in advance that she was coming back, and she goes live the next day. So bingo.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. I do.
Coexist. In the same breath, I can say, moving forward, since she said today she is not planning on changing her behaviors, I can say, I, as a subscriber to YouTube, I do not support that. I do not her not being willing to own her own actions and feeling no remorse, and I'm not a fan of forced apologies, and there was no real apologies, but her not willing to take that ownership of her social responsibility, and her not being at a place where she's ready to take accountability for her actions. Fuck all. That doesn't mean I'm going to be buddy with her. It doesn't mean I'm supporting her. You won't see no cash apps from her. You won't see me in her chat. You will not see me as a subscriber of that page, because you don't want to change your behaviors. And fuck around and don't change your behaviors. You will not find me there. I think it's very simple, right? I
just want to point this out. She's talking about a content creator, another channel. She is putting this high of a standard on a content creator on YouTube. Someone she doesn't even fucking know. If you don't change your behavior, I will not come around. I will not. Imagine knowing this chick in real life and
oh my God,
and filling the role of a loved one of sorts. Holy shit, the anxiety that they must be under to live right up to her standards. And if they don't fucking come around, like.
Exactly. I've never met somebody like that girl right there. And I think after talking to her, she's the one that's the puppet master getting nonsense to do all that she's doing. She's the puppet master of all this to me.
Yeah, I think she's definitely a big hand in it. Yeah.
I'm going to switch to your StreamYards from my phone to the computer, just so you know. So I'm going to click the link and go on there from the computer, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, all right, let's go back here.
No issues with that, right? And who, really, like, people are always like, oh, who cares? It's one sub. Great. But some of the subs are out here like, what the fuck is going on? In what world do people just glass over this? In what world do we see a children's hospital as golden content, or she called it something else, quality content? No, it's not. I'm sorry. Now, in that same breath, I will point out, if somebody does fuck shit today, okay, and they own that shit, they apologize to their subs, because that's who they owed it to, nobody else, but they apologize for it, and then they start to turn it around and they make quality content that actually is good. It is not harmful to others, and it has an actual social responsibility that is upheld with it. You better fucking believe I will be there to support that person. because you cannot tell somebody, you can't tell somebody, oh, I'm never giving you a chance. One of the biggest issues that I had in the very beginning, and this is a perfect example of it, when Nonsense first came to the YouTube, and she was, excuse me, she was working on getting her out, and we would have people come into the chat and they wanted to question things, right? They wanted to understand what she was saying. They wanted to, and again, some people are assholes, right? But people don't understand, like, how do you go on a panel with somebody when you know that, like, you're never going to see it your way? The difference is because I don't want them to see it my way. I only want them to hear a different perspective. Be willing to hear other people's perspectives. The fact that a lot of us are so close-minded, a lot of us are like, oh, you.
How the fuck, what makes you think that people aren't hearing other perspectives? They can hear another perspective and still hold their own, still have their own opinion, that the opinion that they had before they heard the other perspective. Your perspective is not going to be so profound that it changes everyone's viewpoint. No, that's very rarely going to happen. People may learn and understand a bit more, but they're still going to look at things from their own subjectiveness. So your perspective ain't all that.
I was going to say, in order for you for people to hear your perspective, you got to be willing to hear theirs.
Yeah,
and you won't.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah, that kills me too. Like, because I mean, she's not. She's had it spelled out for her. Like when on that perplexed stream the other night, she had it spelled out to her very clearly and very politely too. I want to add, but she just kept like blocking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use Dark Horse as an example. I have seen the apology voice, whatever, but she was in those comments that day, and I'm here just doing my logics and ignoring, but she is going hard for me. She doesn't fucking know me. She probably hasn't watched a minute of any time I've been on any panel prior to that, right? But she was so fucking closed-minded that she wouldn't even hear the words that I was fucking saying, right? And I'm sorry, I'm going to get passionate. I told y'all I was on the soapbox, so I'm going to put that out there. Lots of cuss words are going to be said.
No,
Put
for
your
fuck's
headphones
sake.
in if you need to. Turn down the volume if you need to, because when I get passionate, I also get mad, okay? All right. Passionate, excuse me, not mad. I get loud, not mad. So right now I am passionate, okay? I'm not angry at anybody, all right? She was so adamant that she knew, right? And there was no open-mindedness, right? And again, who the fuck am I to tell her she has to be open-minded? I'm no fucking body. But I'm going to use her as an example because it was something that I interacted with, right? Okay. Then turn around, she's like, I'm really sorry. I didn't see things that way. I know more now than I knew in that moment. And I feel so bad for acting like an asshole, right? Do you know how easy? Now, did she apologize to me? No. And she doesn't have to. At the end of the day, she was entitled to her opinion. I don't fucking care, right? Okay. But do you know how easy it would be for me to never speak to her again? Tell her to fuck off every time I seen her, right? Oh no, I seen what you said. Like, fuck all, get out of here. You shame, shame, shame. Tomato, 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 right? It would be so easy to do that. But what good does it actually do? What purpose does it fucking serve? If the person has owned it, right, and they've taken accountability for their part that they did, and now their behaviors have changed, the way that they're wording things has changed, and I've been watching that. She's very conscious about what she's saying and is worried about it being misconstrued. That's changed behaviors, and that's what we need to be looking for. But if we don't even give people a chance to even fucking change in the first place, then what the fuck are we even talking about? Why are we even here? We're talking about we want to see a change. We're talking about we want to see these behaviors go away.
You're not entitled to any change. You're not entitled to see this change. What the fuck are you talking? Why are you so wrapped up in how everybody else acts and behaves? The behavior of everyone else, you are so wrapped up in. Listen, I get it. It's one thing if you see shit that bothers you or you need to speak on it. Yeah, sure. By all means, speak on it. But you're not just speaking on it. You and Becky have been obsessed with it. This is all you guys have talked about day in and day out. Hell, I want to add, I haven't done it yet, but I really want to add up the number of hours that Becky streamed last week alone about Molly's behavior. That's not just speaking up on it. That's not giving anyone the opportunity to change, like you say. Sorry. No, it's okay. I mean, that's fucking, you're berating them.
Whose panel was she talking about?
What's that? Hello?
She's not talking about the perplexed panel she's been on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you now. I don't know who the fuck she's talking about, but I mean, it's just the whole like we have to give people a chance to change. We have to change their behavior. What makes you? You're not entitled. You're not owed that. They can fucking act any way they want. Fuck you. I have no idea who she's talking. I don't.
Can you hear me, Aaron?
The vile, evil shit.
Yes, can you hear me? Okay, I'm guessing she can't hear me. Let me try and get her.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
I think you're.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. Michael just keeps talking even though I'm. Sorry. Okay. You can hear me though? Hello? Okay. If you're talking, oh wait, what was that? Okay, hello, you there? Hello? Hello? I can't hear you if you're talking. In fact, I'm looking at your avatar. There's no like the vibration thing coming off of it, so it's not picking up any sound at all. Oh, I heard something there.
What about now?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes.
What about now?
Yes. Yes. It sounds like you're kind of coming in and out though a little bit, but I can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Stop being said, but we shut down any possibility of a conversation of it actually happening. I seen somebody today asking a different creator, hey, jump on panel, so she could ask Mallory questions when Queen B had her on panel, right? And she's like, no, I'll do it on my own page because she knows she won't come there. If somebody won't come to your fucking page, what does that say about you? That means you do not have a fucking open door. It means what you mean to say is, because if you step to me at any point in fucking time, you 1000% will be shut the fuck down because I am not here to listen to you. I am not here to hear you own your shit. And I'm not here to actually see fucking change. I'm here to keep this same bullshit going over and over and over and fucking wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over. Then what the fuck are you here for? If you're not willing to have an open dialogue, if you're not willing to have tough conversations, if you're not willing to be able to actually ask questions, if you're not willing to be on a panel with somebody who you don't like or who has done some really fucked up shit in your opinion, right? Then what are you talking about? Then you're just making videos to talk shit.
What the fuck are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god. Like you are holding people to these impossible standards and then you're fucking villainizing them and penalizing them for not living up to them. And you're sitting here talking about how other people are not willing to just accept people for who they are, accept that people are different and that they do shitty things and still be up on panel with them. You won't even let them exist peacefully on the same platform as you if they don't bow down to your expectations. What the oh my god, like dude, you are no one on this platform. I am no one. We are all no one on this platform. We're just a bunch of voices, okay? We're not entitled to have any kind of profound effect on anyone. If we do, great. If that, but chances are we're not. Nor will you don't get to tell people how to be. You don't. And then okay, I don't know. I'm done. She's out of her fucking mind.
Can you hear me, Aaron?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I changed the speaker. So my thing, y'all's purpose of you're wanting, the whole purpose of this is for her to change. It's not going to happen. Number one, y'all approached her wrong. Number two, you've lied. Right. So when in her mind, she doesn't know, when you're telling the truth or not, if it's a behavior, not so much on her behavior. So it's pointless. I mean, why?
Yeah.
Charge of
All right, you keep breaking up like a whole lot. Like
bring Molly's behavior
yeah.
on for her
Okay,
on
you're breaking up way too much. Like
life. Like
I have no idea what you just said because I only caught a few syllables here and there because you keep breaking up.
Okay, I'm gonna come back on my phone. Let me do it that way.
Okay. All right.
Shit. Right? And again, if that's your thing, cool. I ain't got no, like, I don't got no beef with that, but put that fucking PR out there. Put that on your fucking marketing. Put that on your pamphlets. Don't put it out here that you're actually here for change, because that's not about change. And I can guarantee you, do you know who has profited the most over this fucking weekend? Anybody. And I mean this, no offense to anybody who I support, because you know I'm there for it. But anybody who talked about Molly made her relevant this weekend and took that fucking money. But you know what nobody is asking, right? So we stopped talking about just today. Today is a perfect example where I see the cycle is about to start back over, right? In the next 24 hours, I can guarantee you know what everybody's going to be talking about? That file fucking big, like sick ass shit that she said during her last live. You know what they won't be talking about anymore? The fact that she lied about her mother passing away.
Oh my God.
She's lied multiple times to emotionally manipulate.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's not what she said. You know, the privilege of and this is a privilege I envy, really, I do. But the privilege of people who never lost a loved one to cancer, or to any kind of long-term terminal disease is something I wish that we could all have. I wish we all had that privilege, but you know, we don't. And the thing is that you see your loved one deteriorate right before your eyes, and you see them just fade away. Even if their body's still alive, they themselves, who made them who they are, is gone. So in either way, they're passing away. That's what Molly was talking about. Fuck. She never came out and said, my mom is gone, my mom died. She never said that. That's not what she was saying. Fuck you.
Manipulate her subs. That's what they won't be talking about, because they'll be so focused on her behaviors, excuse me, with her talking about Mallory, right? So let's not talk about the fuck shit that you do. Let's talk about the drama. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't have to actually be addressed. I'm not saying it can't be addressed. I'm not actually telling anybody what the fuck to do. This is my opinion, what I support, what I'm getting behind, what I am in on panels and throughout comment sections and all that other shit. That's what I'm trying to do. If you want to be a part of change, you have to A, make room for change, and B, be a part of the change. I'm sorry. I have been in some fucking comment sections over this weekend, and I know Nonsense and we had a conversation. Like, I literally had to like put my phone down, and you know, that's my hobby, but you know, and I enjoy it. But I had to put my phone down because if I kept going, I knew it would not end well for me. I would lose my own composure, right? And people are going to be like, oh, well, maybe you just need to check out. This isn't real life. No. Here's the thing: these people exist in real life.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, all right.
I reset my internet. We should be good from here. Sorry.
No, it's okay, Shay. But believe me, I am the first person to understand stupid internet technical difficulties. I get it.
They exist in real life. This isn't
is this all she does throughout the entire hour? Is just preach, and because that's what she's doing. She's preaching. She's putting herself up on a pedestal, and then she's preaching to everyone about how they should be, what they should do. Is that all this is? Because I thought, I don't know, she's saying a bunch of nothing. Like, she's not. If you think people should do things differently, then you need to be clear and concise with what it is you think that they need to do differently, and give suggestions for what that differently should look like. You just pointing out the error of these behaviors is nothing but like a self-serving method.
Exactly. And you're not going to get anybody to change their behavior by attacking them and accusing them of crimes for 8 months. It's not going to, it's never going to happen because y'all lied so much about her character. When y'all come at her with a legit criticism, she's not going to know if you're telling the truth or not.
Yeah. It's one of those, also one of those cases too, where like their words say one thing, like they just want Molly to do better, or this with that or whatever. But their actions show that they're working towards a different goal, and the different goal is not Molly doing better. You know?
Yeah, they want to end her. They want to end her.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
That's it. I mean, and what is the definition really of criticism? I mean, if that's criticism, that is not criticizing anybody.
Well,
That's straight mental abuse. That is straight mental abuse.
Everyone knows that, you know, good criticism, it consists of you being reported for fraud to your local police station. Everyone knows that that's just good criticism, you know, constructive criticism. Fucking hell. All right. So I'm going to skip through some of this because this is, I don't know. She's saying the same shit over and over again, but yet she's saying nothing. So I don't know what the fuck this is.
I'm dying to know who she was talking about, because if she's talking about that lady from the panel the other day, if you notice, every time she got challenged with any kind of anything that she said, she would say, "Oh, I'm new. I've only been on the internet 6 months. I'm new. I've only been on the internet 6 months." Every time.
But here she is speaking like she's some sort of moral fucking authority instead of YouTube. But I've only been here 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Okay. Over the last 48 to 96 hours of what I have watched transpire, and my challenge to others to do better, to be better, to make sure that they are having their self-accountability. And for those who choose not to be socially responsible as content creators, hold them accountable for that, right? I don't, you're never going to see me get behind a person who says that going to a children's hospital is quality content.
Let me just be the first to come out and say, or I mean, I doubt I'm the first to come out and say this actually, but let me just come out and say this now. I am perfectly fine with the people behind me never consisting of Nunya. In fact, I don't think I would ever want her behind me, because I know it's just a matter of time before there's a knife in my back, probably. So, yeah, I'm good with that. Don't get behind me.
I got a question, Erin.
Yes.
Has it not bothered you this whole time? There's something that just really hit me. They are preaching that they advocate for, you know, these families that have been attacked or whatever by Molly, and that they are advocates of suicide prevention and blah, blah, blah. When have you ever seen them hold an entire stream focused on teaching people about suicide, teaching them that, you know, or teaching, you know, or even speaking about the family in a nice way that they're regarding? Like, all this time, you know, she's been upset that her main obsession is she's upset that Molly attacked Dre the way she has. And that's her excuse for going at Molly the way she does. But yet she doesn't even like Dre. Mm-hmm. So you're batting for somebody you don't even like.
I said this when I was commentating on Nonsense to Stream the other night. Like, she's talking about how for 8 months she's had to like deal with it. She's had to separate her emotions or whatever. She's had to, I don't know, somehow fucking cope or whatever. And I'm like, for 8 months, you never said a fucking word about suicide. You never said a goddamn thing. You never talked about it. You never like spoke it, like advocated against it, or, you know, or in favor of those who might attempt it. You never said a fucking words. But now all of a sudden you're talking, you wanted everyone to look at you like, oh my God, this poor thing. She has suffered through this for 8 months. 8 months. You could have just fucking walked away at any time. Like, no one needs you here. You don't need to be here. You know?
Thank you.
I mean, sure, she has every right to be here. But if you don't need to be here and you're choosing to be here, then you're not being forced to deal with anything. You're not.
She's frustrated because she's tired of dealing with the same old thing. Well, you know what? If the actions that you're taking are not giving you the results that you want, then change your actions. You being mentally abusive to Molly and all that is not going to work. And it's not even, I think her main purpose is she's got life trauma. She didn't have much life with her parents, from what I can tell, and she doesn't understand family. I don't know how to like boundaries. Like she doesn't understand that this is wrong to do. You know what I'm saying? Because she's never been taught it.
Yeah, I do think that she has not been raised in any conventional way. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what her raising would consist of, and I don't need to know either. I don't. But yeah, I definitely get the impression that she has not lived a conventional life. That's for sure.
Well, one last thing. I wrote down the other day, what is she advocating for? Okay, no doxing. She doesn't like doxing. Okay, but you've doxed 5 people that I know of.
Oh no. See, in her stream the other night, she doesn't exactly have a problem with doxing. She just doesn't want to be the one doing the doxing. But she's going to sit back and enjoy it when other people dox other people. There are people she doesn't like. She loves to see that happen. So it's not doxing that she actually has an issue with. She just doesn't want her to be the one who's blamed for the doxing. So
Exactly. The only time I've ever seen her smile is when someone is being punished that she doesn't like. That's what she's doing all of this for, is the enjoyment of seeing someone punished.
oh my God, I think that's why Katie does it too. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, she admits it.
Jesus Christ.
Just admit that's the reason, nonsense. I mean, that's exactly what it is, and we know it. I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, she shows a pattern for that, going back on Facebook for a few years now, and Instagram with, these exposing these scammers or whatever. And I'm not even saying that she's wrong with some of the shit that she was, pointing out or whatever in people. That's not even the point. You can point it out, but she became just obsessed with running these people off of a platform. And feels emboldened by doing it. She feels entitled to do it. She feels righteous by doing it. That's sad.
Well, that's why it's kind of hard for me not to believe this is her job, because she's like, oh, I have to come and do this every night. But what kills me is, the other day she was upset that she had to talk about such and such. And I'm like, why don't you just, if you don't want to do this, why don't you do episode number 186 of the Misinformation Cronies then? Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Why don't you just go back and talk about Molly? Because that's what you really want to talk about, right?
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about advocating or anything good. She just wants to bash and cause pain.
Oh, God. It's so sad. It is. All right. I kind of want to get off this, though. I want to pull up the stream of hers I was watching, because this is what just really bothered me so much. Let me go to my history.
Why do you think I bother her the most out of everybody?
Because
I thought Molly did.
Yeah, no, I think Molly does, but I think, well, I don't know who bothers her the most, but I think that she's uniquely bothered by each person for different reasons. Molly, because Molly's fortunate. I feel like Molly has lived not a blessed life necessarily, but a fortunate life. She's lived it. Maybe she's had a lot of things available to her or at her disposal growing up. And I think that Becky here, she resents that, because Becky didn't have that and Becky wanted to have that. And that is very sad. I do feel for her there. With you though, I don't think it's the extras afforded in life so much, but it's the youth and the just being pretty and being very secure with oneself. And I think that because she used to be kind of fat, and I think that maybe that's kind of how she was for maybe most of her life, and since then she's lost some weight. But I think that she still holds a lot of resentment towards people who just seem very confident, secure with themselves, and who are very pretty and younger than her, because she keeps mentioning age a lot. Like when she was saying how about those candles by Perplexed, and in her community post, she said something like, I'm only 40, so I don't need anything that smells like bug repellent or some shit like that or whatever. And it's like, how? So what? Like you're being ageist according to smell? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're talking about that post on her community tab.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, you're a walking bug repellent. I mean, I don't know.
All right. I was already watching this. I'm just gonna start from where I left off. But no, wait. I want to go back here to where Justin comes on. This is when Justin was giving an update for Molly. Oh shit! Did he really go back?
We decided to tell everybody that I'm his sister. So everybody, his name is Spanky, my name is Spunky, apparently, and we're brother and sister.
I want to be I want to be snarky.
Hey,
Wait,
we're all
Spanky,
blonde. We could fit it. I mean, we could fit the roles perfectly.
Who are you again? You're who?
I got named Spunky.
Okay, so Spanky, Spunky, and Sparky.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Yeah. Like some sparks.
All right.
How's everyone doing? You fell. You fell. Man and woman down. How's everyone doing?
So she's meditating on a stream from back in October. This is the stream where Justin was giving viewers an update on Molly's mother.
Oh, just wait a minute for people to get in here. Can you hear me okay?
And I can't speed this up. Sorry.
Hi, Jojo.
This is the file that's loaded.
Jojo. Hey, hi.
I can speed it up though.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, it is.
Guys. See if everyone's in here.
Oh, happy birthday, y'all.
I got Jojo with me.
Hey, Clemson girl. Told you it was going to be a
He's
struggle.
running up.
He's hard to listen to.
My ring. My phone's low. I'm charging it. So, Marissa, she got bad news about her mom today, and so she's obviously, having a hard time. She found out that her mom does have cancer.
Okay. Why the fuck is Spanky the one that announces all of this stuff? Anybody ever ask themselves that? Why is it Spanky? Molly will make a Patreon post or something or talk about it lightly, but the updates always are done by Spanky.
But see, here's the thing. If Molly did that, Molly did a Patreon post or whatever, Molly did a video on, well, then Molly would be exploiting this her mother's illness for, profit or whatever. So Molly didn't do that. She enlisted her friend to give the update instead. And now, why the fuck is he giving this update? It's like you have to sit there. You have to play devil's advocate, I think, to really just test your own bias on it and on any circumstance. So, like, if in a situation like this, you have to ask yourself, well, what if it was done another way? Would I take issue with it? And if you are going to take issue with any and every way in which it's done, then maybe your problem isn't what's being done, but you're quite biased because you don't like the person. But.
Exactly. You know what this makes me think of? When the CPS call happened, she didn't want to come out and say it was Molly, so she had Unirock do it.
Yeah.
That way she wouldn't be pinned with it. So it's the same thing here, honey. You kills me.
Out of Spanky's mouth. Why is that?
So it's been rough. So if you guys need anything, just try to get in touch with me. I just don't want to overwhelmed with a bunch of,
Not yet.
This person said this person said that kind of thing.
He did one on Summer Wells though this morning, Nana.
So I don't think that they know exactly like what kind of cancer it is at this time.
Again, for reference, this is still on his Clutch the Pearls channel, or it was as of this morning. This is from October. This was Spanky giving the updates. Don't worry.
But time will tell. Time will tell.
Big ups. Ding, 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 ding.
Lisa, the only thing I know right now is just that she told me when I go live.
Okay, so she just said big ups, ding, 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 ding. And over here in the comment section it says, big up says, because if people find out it's bullshit, then Molly is not accountable. Really? These people are of the belief right now that it's bullshit. So they're not holding Molly accountable right now? Is that what he's saying? That big ups is saying? Really? Like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, you know what? Holy shit. I actually I have a reason to do this now. Was this going to play through?
I'm just going to call you a fucking idiot. You're stupid. And by stupid, I mean ignorant. And by ignorant, I mean stupid. I'm just going to call you a fucking idiot.
Fuck.
You're stupid.
Oh, I'm mad.
And by stupid, I mean ignorant. And by
I have a sound bite in here.
I'm just going to call you a fucking idiot.
It's the glare
You're
saying,
stupid. And by stupid, I mean ignorant. And
you're a
by
fucking
ignorant,
idiot.
I mean stupid.
What I mean by stupid is, I mean, you're an idiot. I think you're stupid. You're a fucking idiot.
And by ignorant, I mean stupid.
Oh,
I'm
so
just
mad
going to
it's
call
not
you a
playing.
fucking
Okay.
idiot. You're stupid. And by stupid, I mean ignorant. And by
Just tell
ignorant,
people.
I mean stupid. I'm just gonna
And
call you a
just
fucking
pray.
idiot.
Just
You're
pray.
stupid. And by stupid, I mean
Why did she
ignorant.
tell you when
And
you
by
go live
ignorant, I
just
mean
to tell people?
stupid.
Why didn't she go
I'm just
live
gonna
and
call
hit that
you a
button,
fucking
Spanky?
idiot.
Why
You're
isn't she
stupid.
giving out this
And by
information out of
stupid,
her
I
mouth?
mean ignorant. And by ignorant, I mean
Probably
stupid.
because it
I'm
might
just
be a
gonna
little
call you a
fucking
fucking
difficult for
idiot.
her
You're
right now.
stupid.
Okay, because
And by stupid, I
learning
mean
Aaron.
that
ignorant.
you're
And
what?
by ignorant, I mean
That
stupid.
soundbite has
I'm just
been
gonna call
playing
you
the
a
whole
fucking
time.
idiot. You're stupid.
Oh, I can't hear.
I'm just
Why
letting you
can't I
know.
hear it? I couldn't hear it. Why can't I hear it? Oh my god, that's great. Well, yeah, I'm glad you all heard it. Anyway, did you hear what she said?
Barely. I mean, he just kept,
Okay.
it was just repeating over and over. I'm sorry.
It is my favorite soundbite. It really is. Okay.
And I know you hate when I call her, dumbass, but I've tried to give her another nickname, Aaron, but every time this girl moves, the first thing I think is dumbass. I can't get it out of my head. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Just to tell people and just pray. Just pray.
Why did she tell you when you go live just to tell people? Why didn't she go live and hit that button, Spanky? Why isn't she giving out this information out of her mouth?
Probably because it's a little difficult to just think to give an update to a bunch of viewers on YouTube after learning that your mom has cancer and you're faced with your mom's own mortality, and you realize that they're not going to be here forever. And you have to deal with that. You have to work through that. So yeah, I completely understand enlisting a trusted friend to tell people this for you. Why? How can anyone just not grasp that?
Yeah, brain dead is all I can think. Like, maybe she didn't feel like interacting with everybody and happened to, answer to everyone. She made fun of her because she spelled something wrong in her post and it was so hard for you to have to read. I mean, so.
Yeah. And when you tell people too, it becomes real, because then you're a part of this discussion with other people and you're seeing other people's, giving you condolences and everything. And it becomes real. The reality of the situation just hits you like a ton of bricks. It's hard. I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all for enlisting someone to just do this for her. I mean, fuck you, Becky.
Well, you know what she did the other day? She was reacting to Molly and Mallory getting into it. And she's like, see how much she cares about her mom. She's willing to sit here instead of going to be with her mom and get mad at Mallory and, let all this drama happen instead of being there with her mom. Like, it had nothing to do with her mom. You know what I mean? She was just using it as a situation. Like, apparently Molly's not allowed to do anything right now at all except sit with her mom, or else she's a piece of shit daughter that doesn't give a damn about her mom, period.
I think that when that happened, that nonsense was pointing out, like, why isn't she with her mom? I think it was that night that Molly got the news about her mom. And, they don't live in the same state. So it's a little bit of a drive or travel for Molly to get to her mom. So, yeah, why wouldn't she wait to go in the morning? If she can, why wouldn't she?
Well, we could say right back to her, they said that they're moving soon because this is Nonsense's husband's family is sick and stuff. Well, why aren't you jumping on it and moving as fast as you can instead of running your mouth on fucking YouTube all day? Why aren't you packing up that house?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
it's ridiculous.
These people kill me.
Erica, I didn't ask, a bunch of specifics right now.
October.
I just asked her, she, what was going on, and she said that her mom. B, get out of here, B.
I don't like bees either.
So I don't know. She just said, I just found out my mom has cancer.
Chainsaw, you don't really belong here. You can see your way out, or I can block you. Either way, you're fucking weird. Get a grip. Move on. I have nothing for you.
That's it. That's all I know at this point.
You've been nothing but fucking rude. You have no business being in my comments, you fucking weird bitch.
I think they're okay right now, Lisa. I think
get back.
I guess it's just
come back on another one.
Processing this and getting a game, and plan, I guess, and getting more
hey y'all
specifics. I mean, yes, I'm sorry you went through that. My mother and father-in-law were
Don't take me in a fucking
the
shit.
healthiest.
Lori, you're totally fine out of the bushes. I just don't like crazy people that are tagging me in nonstop posts when they have absolutely no clue what they're talking about and doing weird shit. Yeah, I'm not good with shit like that. We just block and move on over here.
People I knew. He was a
I know.
colonel in the army, and then he retired from the army, and he had
The melatonin of YouTube.
the top one of the top colleges. He was there they call it principal of the
We'll get there, Phoenix. Yeah.
top college in Pakistan for 15 years.
Oh,
15 years in a row.
I owe you guys all.
She plays music when she gets shit, so I skip over it.
Look at the Anna.
I hate that.
Fuck.
That one, the one I blocked. Do you want me to grab it? I can.
Oh,
probably.
I want to see something here. Who's gifted? I always like to see this in everyone's chat because if you're in the chat, you can get gifted the membership even if you're not talking. So I think
Oh
people get
God.
fucking people get outed. I think it's fucking funny though. I don't care.
I gotta say something while it's fresh on everybody's brain, where she just went off on that person for commenting and said, you know, you keep tagging me and shit, it's getting on my nerves. I proved last night that she claimed I tagged her and it irritated her, and I just kept on tagging her and ankle biting her, and I proved that she'd never been tagged in one thing.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
So just be aware when she says that, you know, this person's doing this or that to her, it's probably not happening.
Exactly. I tagged her a couple of times. I almost wonder if maybe she got us confused or whatever, which again, just fucking do a little bit of due diligence and you won't make stupid mistakes like that.
Even with you, though, she said you were tagging her over and over, and you're like a chihuahua at her ankles, is what she was saying.
I think I tagged her twice and two different times, two different things. That's maybe three, but that's it. Yeah. Fuck it. I don't care. I'll tag her every fucking day in something now. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Probably on the back up.
And exercised every day. He was very muscular for his age.
I'm gonna fast forward.
And
Every fucking time they talk about Molly's mom, Spanky goes into this conversation about shit that people have actually like passed away from cancer and know what type of cancer, you know, so on and so forth. So I'm gonna fast forward it because it's not what
cancer,
they make
stage
out to
4
be.
lung cancer, and 5 other types.
Let me grab it, Beefrix.
Probably because everyone knows someone who's fucking passed away from cancer. That's probably why he's talking about it. Because everyone can fucking relate. Well, except for people with empathy. And people with empathy can relate anyways. I don't know.
Cancer is so evil. It's so evil, and it takes way too many lives. But, you know, it's really, the thing about cancer is, you know, if you get it in time, you know, you got a pretty good chance. But a lot of times it stays so silent for so long until you start showing symptoms. You know, it's already in stage 4, you know, stage 3.
Did you hear that?
So it just sucks.
Hear what?
I see my mom lived 5 years with stage 4 cancer. That's really good. My mom got 3 weeks to the day we found out she had cancer. Sorry, Tara. It doesn't discriminate. Oh my goodness. Little bitch, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had lymphoma.
I had this
Natalie,
on
I do too. I
1.5.
think
This is how it's.
you know, if Adrian's home for you know a day or
I'm playing this at 1.5 speed. It's amazing how slow it's still going. I mean, I'm nothing against Justin there, but there's got to be a lot of pauses.
He agrees. I told him that, dude, you're like literally a Seroquel in a rap. And he's like, oh, I know. You should just love me for it. And I'm thinking, damn, I bet everybody watches fully through I bet his engagement is amazing because they fall asleep watching it, so it plays all the way through. Yes, the best probably engagement I've ever seen.
I myself have fallen asleep a couple times.
I think Nonsense is just mad because Molly's not the one saying all of this to where she could say, see, she's using her mom for content.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So instead, it's she's trying to avoid. She's trying to set her up for like plausible deniability because she's lying. You know, it's either way. It doesn't matter what the fuck Molly does. She's lying. And what kills me is what is it? Okay, so she went after Letitia like crazy hardcore for months while Letitia was dealing with the loss of her son. For granted, yes, his body's still alive, but she's dealing with the loss of her son. Now Molly is dealing with the inevitable, you know, loss of her mother. And it seems like Becky just has a really fucking hard problem with like dealing with people grieving. Like, what the fuck? Like, you can't think of anything better to go after anyone else over, but their grief is what's bothering you, it seems. So you need to fucking chase them off the platform because they're showing and talking about how affected they are by the loss of a loved one. Like,
Right. And you advocate for grieving families, right?
yeah.
And you know, she was so upset over Justin posting that little reel or whatever with that song with Molly's family photos going through it. Don't lie. You know you were wet and flooding your fucking chair because you had something else to take a picture of and post on your calendar to do for the next day about Molly. And you got to see her whole family and more about her. I mean, you're obsessed with her.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
And it's a weird obsession though, because like, I think just oftentimes people hear obsessed and they think that person, the obsessed person, wants to be near or be around the person they're obsessing over. But I don't think that's what she wants, because I don't think Nonsense would ever even have the nerve to say hi to Molly, let alone anything else.
Oh no, she's a pussy.
Yeah, she wants to obsess from afar, where in the safety of her bedroom, that's where she wants to obsess from.
She said she had a dream that she punched Molly in the face or something, and I was like, oh, thank God it was a dream.
I think that, well, obviously it was a dream. I mean,
and the last thing, did you know her daughter got a channel? Isn't she underage?
I don't know how old her daughter is. I mean, it's so. I mean, I think it's just her doing makeup, right? Her daughter doing makeup, and
I just think she's too young. I just do.
Maybe. I mean, I have no idea how old she is. Like, I mean, my daughter wanted to start a channel too before, you know, and I said no. You can start one when you're 18. Just, yeah, I get that. I don't know though. I mean, I know like there are like a lot of people that allow their kids to have a channel, and I think so long as the parent is involved in it and it's of appropriate content, then I don't see an issue with it so long as the parent is involved in it. And I got to say, from the looks of it, Becky, it does seem to be involved in her daughter's channel. So
right, but that should be on kids' YouTube where it's monitored.
Maybe, yeah,
you know,
possibly, yeah, possibly. But I mean, I don't take much of an issue with that because, like I said, I think a lot of people will just like, yeah, go ahead, and then just like never give it a second thought. But she does seem to be involved in it. So,
well, it bothers me so much because she wants to throw that Molly exploits her kid and da-da-da. Well, when she got monetized, the very first stream she monetized was doing makeup with her daughter. The second one was her, baiting the audience with fake tears about the CPS call that never happened. So who's really doing everything she does? She's projecting.
Oh yeah, she's totally grifting. No doubt about it. I fully agree with that.
Which I don't want to talk about her kids, but that part's been eating me up. Like, come on.
Yeah, but especially since she spent so many months speaking out against that same very shit. You know, it's the hypocrisy. You know,
it's the fakeness for me. Fake ass.
Yep. Day or two that'll really help her out.
I unblocked her so I can grab her link so we can have some fun with her. Thank you, Gone Girl. Oh my goodness, you guys. Wonderlust, thank you so much. I appreciate you. October. This was October.
He's supposed to be getting back. I don't know what today is, the 20-something.
When's Adrian coming back? Don't know.
What's the stream that she did later on?
I might do this. I don't know if it shows that or not. The number one killer for women in the United States is heart disease. Take very good care of your hearts. As long as
so later on in this stream, does she commentate on a stream? Who is that? That's Justin, Molly, and is that the House of Williams person?
Yes, and I would just wanted to say, Justin, don't spread misinformation. You know, Nonsense is the number one killer of America. Come on.
Becky's definitely the number one killer of fucking common sense and logic, it seems. And fun. And of fun. Let's be honest. She's not fun.
No, I quit watching her because she's such a trigger for people that have been mentally abused. I only started watching her the other day so that I could do a stream because Molly, I was just trying to catch up. And the first thing I watch is has Molly's whole schedule written down. And she's like, see, she took a shit at this time, guys. Remember this date. See, she shouldn't have to do it over here 2 days later on this date at this time. And I'm like, oh my God,
That's like single white female kind of crazy.
absolutely. And she kind of looks like that crazy bitch. Yeah.
All right. I want to just kind of skim through this and try to get a gist
Go
of
ahead.
things
I'll shut up.
Oh, no. I'm just saying I'm going to skip through it a little bit. That's all.
I'm triggered after watching her yesterday, and you picked the right time for me to come.
No, yeah, I hear you. All right. What's this one about?
What's everyone doing?
Oh, she sped him up this
So
time.
Marissa's going to give an update on Mommy Go Lightly. I got the honor of speaking with her
Okay.
more in depth last night than I had previously, and it was lovely speaking with her. And
The actual date of this video is November 29th. What was going on in November? Oh, wait, they came back from Georgia in November. Oh, wait, where was Molly going at the beginning of December? Does anybody remember? Do you remember where Molly was at the end of November? Wasn't she in Key West just a few days before this? And wasn't she headed back to Florida for their press junket the beginning of December? Oh, wait, no, that was after Christmas. Didn't she go down there for something else? Where did she go? Where did she go in the beginning of December? She went to Georgia in November, Key West in November, Boston. Thank you. It was Boston. There you go. So she went to Boston the very beginning of December, and then she went back to Florida in the middle of December.
Go check your diary. Go check your diary. You'll find out.
So what? What does that matter?
That is, I swear I'm psychic. That's exactly what I just said before you hit play on that. Is she is monitoring dates and times, and Molly must be lying because she did this at this time and this date and da 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 da.
Wow.
Sure did. They had announced that Marvon had passed away.
1 second.
So we saw the one.
What
Sure
bitch?
did. They had announced.
Then we have Marissa coming up and House of
Sure did.
Williams.
They had announced that Marvon had passed away.
1 second.
Okay, what's this? Okay, over here. Anyone else? I don't know what she's commenting on. I want to just see it, but I don't know.
She's commenting on Justin, isn't she?
I no, I thought she was just it was something in chat. Maybe she was talking.
Oh no, she's trying to get them all to remember dates and stuff that she's got written down.
See,
Which is a fucking creep.
This is what fucking pisses me and drives me nuts. Okay, let's think back to that whole like death hoax article or whatever. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I don't care. They were behind it. I'm of the firm belief that they were behind it, and this is why. There's one sole reason why, and it's because the only other person to start streaming about it and come to the same conclusions that I did, and to kind of spread it, not spread it, but just to break it down as quickly as I did, and I explained why it is. I saw similarities because of shit that I've seen very similar to that in the past on YouTube here. And I saw that's what I was seeing again. Now, Rabbit wasn't coming from like this is my experience kind of point of view. No, Rabbit was showing or trying to depict herself like working through this on a stream. And she worked through it pretty fucking fast. Like she almost like she knew what to say. She had it set up. She had everything fucking lined up, ready to go. That's what it looked like to me. But then that wasn't even it. What sold me is by the end of that stream, she was talking as though it was already determined that this was Molly and them behind this, that it was a bullshit hoax and they were the ones to have done it. Why would you think that? Yeah, that tells me that that was the whole purpose of that happening. That's the whole reason why it happened.
I think it was Unirock because he doesn't realize when he does his description, he misspells everything because he's lazy. And in the last, like the Nat article, it's all misspelled just like he does. It was him on that. I know it. And this one probably Rabbit did.
Yeah, well, I don't think Rabbit did it. I don't think that. But I
she
think
knows
that
who did.
She was propped up with the information and everything for a stream. I think they were using her as like kind of like the QAnon phenomenon, like they used YouTubers. They were called bakers because they picked up breadcrumbs and, they were the bakers. I think they were using Rabbit as a baker.
And I know when that started, Katie came in her comments with the first time they got a hold of Rabbit and got her involved was when when they wanted to put out the narrative that the admins were fighting and that they were all, former employees or employees with Dre and they all had this vendetta against Dre. Katie was in her comments saying, trying to get her to contact her. And then the next day, Katie makes the post saying, Rabbit down the rabbit hole is going to announce today or whatever, release the admin DMs and blah, blah, blah about how these groups set Dre up.
Yeah.
From then, she's been doing their work.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think that. I definitely think she's agreed to be some sort of voice or whatever for them. And it's kind of sad because like the first few times I watched her, I was impressed. She seemed very fair, very balanced, and not likely to feed into bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
she would
yeah, I
be
was in
above
shock
it.
that she did that. I was in
Yeah.
shock.
But she's right there. She's so full of shit right along with the rest of them. Like, and because of that, I don't think I could ever like find any credibility in anything she says, because this ridiculous shit she is so okay with lying about and pushing this false narrative. Well, why the fuck would I trust her on other shit then? You know?
Exactly. Like they had this set up perfectly, and I didn't think you would believe me. I think you were the only one that would even listen to me at that time. I'm like, before I had a channel, I was like, come on, Aaron, you got to believe me on this.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So we saw the one. We saw Justin. This is again on his Clutch Those Pearls channel, or Clutch Them Pearls channel, his backup channel, that he is giving the updates. Him and Molly. Molly will come on this one. But why, again, is Spanky giving the updates on Molly's mom on his backup channels right before and in between all these trips? I don't understand it. Why doesn't Molly give the updates on her channel and leave them up?
Watching you exercise. I may do that in a little bit, actually. Hello, Queen. Good to see you. What's it doing today?
Just wait.
Fixing dinner.
I
ordered out today because I just didn't want to cook.
Some people
Yay, all three of my favorites. That's sweet.
It's
That's
your
sweet.
thing, but
the last couple nights I haven't got a lot of sleep.
What?
And I think last night I went to bed at 3 a.m. and got up at 5 a.m.
Here we go.
Let me drop the
Hey y'all.
list for one of my gals there. Oh,
She did. She did at the end of December for her birthday. So this would be
you know
between.
what this is?
So this would be between the Quentin Simon, Marvon, and Savannah. Then she went to Key West. This would be right after the Key West trip, before the Boston trip, if I'm correct. And then it went Boston, Florida for the press junket, Vegas, and then Tulsa, possibly.
It's another type of
All right.
pearl. Let's see. This is called string of pearls. And it's a plant.
Think about the.
If the whole reason why they started coming at Molly and having an issue with Molly and everything was because of the fraud raiser or the scamming or the fundraising or whatever, then why is it that since for months now, that has all ceased to exist? Like, that has all stopped. Why are they now dissecting her travel, her everything? Why are
Because they're desperate.
Why are they still going? I mean, they accomplished with the thing that they claim to have been the most bothered by. They accomplished with booting it, to stopping it. What are they trying to accomplish now? Like, seriously, like you can't be this obsessed and this crazy about one thing without there being some sort of end goal.
I know why.
Why?
I got to ask you a question before I tell you why. What do you think would have happened if Molly was the one giving this information out right now?
Oh, that she would have been blaming Molly for like exploiting her mom's situation for just using it for money, for profit, etc.
Thank you. They're doing this as what is it called? Nonsense? A distraction. Everything's a distraction. You're distracting people from the fact that you just got outed and owned, and all these lies you've been telling for 8 months for content have caught up with you. So right now, what you're trying to do is avoid the whole donation situation. And I know this because when she was reacting to our stream, she's like, people got hung up on the money time and time again, but it was never a main factor.
Fucking what? Oh my God, you fucking crazy broad.
That's why she's doing this. She is going to find a way. Molly's lying and is a piece of shit one way or another, and she's going to make sure she uses dates to twist the dates up and prove it. By God, that's going to happen.
I wonder, I can't help but to wonder why. Like, I mean, part of me wonders if she at some point in time realized that maybe she was lied to by Katie, she was duped by Katie with these claims, and now she has a choice: either come out and be like, dude, sorry, I made a fucking mistake, and lose like a whole bunch of like support and positivity from her viewers, or if she's just like, well, fuck, now I got to double down on this. I mean, I don't, because you can't be this stupid. You can't be. No one can be this stupid, right?
Well, somebody came to me and they seemed to know a lot, and they told me that Katie apparently was a part of the Thunderdome people, and that Katie came to them and they pretty much sent nonsense over to help her, but is what they told me. And it wasn't Erica.
Yeah, I believe that. I do. I don't know how much of it I believe that Katie was a part of the Thunderdome. I think
Yeah.
she was like, maybe she knew someone in there, maybe possibly, but I don't know. I don't think she herself was like in there fucking around or whatever. But yeah, I do think nonsense was either she volunteered or enlisted herself, or others enlisted her. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to believe, because Katie was never, I mean, she built her Facebook off Dre. So, you know, she was never really well, she was in Facebook groups from the very beginning, wasn't she? That's why she got in trouble for her first scam, where she scammed a church or something, wasn't it? Or McDonald's house.
No, it started from the Baby Center website. She was in, it was which consisted of message board forums or whatever, and she was in there, and then she made a post saying, hey, I'm starting a Facebook group, you know, send me your email and I'll send you a link or whatever, or an invite or some shit like that. So people were just like posting their emails up on this fucking message forum. It's crazy shit I've ever seen. But that's where it started, and then she formed a Facebook group. And actually, here, I'm gonna play this again in a second, but I'm gonna look for a link real quick while it's playing.
Okay.
There's on Cheshire Vic's channel, she interviewed someone from that original Facebook mommy group that Katie started, and this person kind of breaks down and explains exactly what happened there. It's a good listen to. It is.
Read those. Think about
I also have
this.
another thingy going in there, like another hyposucculent.
Good point. Could be.
So yeah, it's called a string of pearls. Did I drop the link for her? Let me see. So that's my other pearl necklace. I just got through designing my, well, I'm almost finished with it. My intro for here. I'm gonna fix something 1 second. And string of pearls, Karen. That's exactly right. Who was it that said they needed a wrench?
The plant has more personality.
Justin and Marissa had me down last night laughing so hard. Really? Oh my God, we have her on camera today. Please welcome the one and only House of Williams.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you. Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm well. I got my co-host with me, Polar Pop.
Oh, I should have brought mine.
The original, may I say, the original OG Polar Pop in the house.
You know, I bought one of those just because Mallory had one. Swear to God.
All the cool kids have one now.
What have you been doing today?
Listen, I had to go to the Volkswagen dealership with my mother and give them the old what for and the old listen. Holy shit.
Really?
Yes. Like they try to pull a fast one. Listen, car dealers can be a little slippery when it comes to standing by warranty. But it's okay. We made it happen. We made it happen today.
All right, so you guys get the point. Mallory comes on panel. Justin and Mallory talk. We just watched this in the pattern the other day, but I want to bring it back up because people don't understand that this has been interlaid all along. All right, let's go.
I think I actually have more content on that other channel. If anybody likes to deep dive into old content, some people are into that. I've got a lot of content on the other secondary channel. But you know, I do all my live streams from House of Williams.
No, Sarah. Sorry, it's
I'm gonna bring
hello. Go Lightly's in the house.
Hey, lady.
How are you?
Lady.
Oh my God, Kenny Rogers.
No, is that late? Oh, I thought I was singing Lionel Richie or something.
Lionel Richie wrote the song. Kenny Rogers sung it. Or sang it.
All right, Mallory, don't rage.
lady.
Justin's over here with Lionel Richie and who?
I love Lionel Richie.
So fast now.
Just a little weird information.
I got it on normal. Dude,
nothing. How's mommy go like?
She's got it sped up.
Remember, November 29th, Justin's backup channel. The second update. Justin was the one who announced that her mom had cancer in October. Now November, Justin on his backup channel giving you another update. What did we just see the other day? Justin giving you an update. Why is it that Spanky gives the updates on his channel about Molly's mom and Molly doesn't do them on her channel?
Well, she ate enough chicken parmesan to know that she's about to fall asleep. Yeah. So she's at the place, you know?
What the
Like
fuck?
on a Sunday,
Like, is that all she has to go on? And like, this is that why she's thinking it's bullshit or whatever? Or that? I mean, what is your damn? I say this all the time. Like her damage. What is her damage? But oh my God, she's got her fucking brain's got to be so damaged. I don't know.
She's so pissed because her plan didn't go as planned. Her plan was for Molly to do all of these up. She could have had Molly pinned by now if Molly would have been given these updates. I told Molly, you want to know why she's not? I told Molly, please, don't take offense. Just please, I would not come on YouTube. I know you're doing it to get support because you want to be close to your followers and interact personally, but I would not tell them anything about your family because what they're doing now is using your family as content. Hell, they're posting pictures of fucking Adrian now, which is Molly's husband. They call him Walter, but his name is Adrian.
Right. I just posted the link to that video interview from Chesh's channel. So it's there in the live chat for you or anyone else who wants to check it out. You kind of hear about like the beginning of the pattern, the social media pattern of Katie Joy. So
when mom and dad, grandma, you go to grandma's, you overeat on Sunday and you just want to lay down.
Yes.
That's how she feels.
Wasn't that the best?
It was the best.
As a kid, oh my God, that was the best.
Sorry, I'm slowing it down so you guys can understand what she
okay,
says.
thank you.
I love that she's got a nice, healthy appetite. That's a good thing.
That's a good sign.
He's going.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Your uncle, that was your uncle in the video today? Or
yeah,
cousin?
right.
He was pretty charming. He was a charming fella.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was
Yeah.
funny watching him.
Could be
Did you go live today, Mallory?
crime. I don't know.
Was you live today?
No, I've not gone live.
I didn't think so.
This is my version of live today.
Thank you, Diamond, Pearls, and Emeralds.
Oh,
Think about the dates though, between trips, every time they're getting called out for something that they've done terribly. Why did we see all these same exact things?
Diamond, Pearls, and Emerald.
I love when Mallory does that. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
I wonder.
I don't know. Just
what's the matter, Justin?
nothing. I'm tired and I'm trying to get I just drank some coffee.
Uh-huh.
And
Lori.
that's it.
So basically, you're trying to push through till bedtime. Yeah, I get you.
I'll get it.
I love all of my followers over here, the subs, my friends, all the Tessas and Tessers. Anyways, because you guys get what I'm saying. You guys can see the pattern. You guys understand what's been going on here. This is why so many of us are not shocked by the current. It's been happening. They've been using this, unfortunately. As sad as that sounds, yes, it amped up and it got completely out of control. What was done this weekend went to a
it's like nonsense here. Just established a timeline. It's been known since October that her mom had cancer. How many fucking streams has Molly done discussing this or highlighting this, focusing on this? Like seriously, how many?
None.
Exactly. If she was exploiting this or using this, whatever, for content or for profit, then we would be, then nonsense would have been doing this stream that she's doing now fucking months ago.
And what is the difference between when she goes on there and talks about her daughter's illnesses to embarrass her and everything else? You're exploiting your kids doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So meat cattle, the reason why I can't take, she sits up there like some kind of martyr, but I cannot seriously take her serious because every single thing that she is going at Molly for, she does. You cannot sit up here and preach how somebody shouldn't do something that you do.
Yeah.
You just can't, it makes me sit there pissed. It's just like, hey, you got some nerve, honey bun.
Well, these fucking comments too, Williams is a freak of nature mentally. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I mean, I get why people maybe just don't like Williams or whatever, and I'm not going to give any shit about that. But Williams is a freak of nature. Like, that's a fucked up thing to say. It just is.
All of her followers are from the mental health ward. We got to give her a little break.
Wait, who's? Becky's?
Yeah, absolutely. Or they're programmed robots, one or the other, robots that you can program.
Or they're a bot farm out of Russia or something.
Jesus. Or they might be all her. Who knows? A lot of them sound like her. And what I've noticed is they've all come up with a plan to do this because I heard 3 of them, even someone in the comments, repeat verbatim the same thing, that the same reason why this is acceptable to go after Molly for, the reason why they're doing it. They all have the same exact reason, word verbatim. And I'm going to put them 3 together and send it to you, where they all 3 say the same reason. Like they all have this whole plan written out once again to try to frame her with.
Yeah, and they all use the same words. Like,
Yes,
I know it's-
misinformation, which none of them.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
disinformation, chromies. But I noticed this though in my comment section when so many people at one time, like over the course of like 2 days, would comment using the word stagnant to describe my channel. Stagnant. Like there's a million other ways you could say that. There's a million other things you could say about my channel, but they all said the same fucking guys or whatever byline. Stagnant. And it's like, really? You're not reading, you're not fucking writing from a script right now, or you're not following someone's fucking talking point or something? Like none of you fucking people own a thesaurus either. I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. I just wrote down 5 words, and this is just to prove if I'm right or wrong. Try to guess what the 5 words are. What are the 5? I just wrote 5 down. I want to see if you just guess one of them that I wrote down of what is a complete like autopilot saying that they all say. Like a word, just a single word.
Exploits, tragedy pimps, fraud
All of
raiser.
these is one word. Just one word is all of these.
Fraud raiser, misinformation, cronies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The 5 I wrote down was misinformation, facts, narrative. The word narrative, I hate that. Co-signing and exploit.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, that's how like, and what's crazy is that's everything that they do. Literally, they want to go after Molly for her bad behavior when their behavior is identical. I don't know if, I don't understand that. Like, you want to say Molly talks to her people, you're mentally abusive to everybody.
Well, that's the thing. But no, they explain. I noticed this when Nunya was talking with Perplex. Their reasoning or their excuse for that is that they feel justified to do the very same behavior because they've seen other people do it. So therefore, they're justified to do it. But the only reason why they're doing it is to prove how detrimental, how bad the other people's bad behavior is to be done. It's like, I don't know. It's like you can't prove that murder is bad by going around killing people.
Right. And why does it take 17 channels to repeat the same thing for 80 streams and Molly doesn't give a shit what y'all say. So what is the goal here? And First Thing Nonsense says, this person started, doing content about me, and what's the point? I mean, why are they doing that? What's the point of you doing Molly's content?
Yeah,
Why does it take 18 of you to do it? And what's crazy is, there's so much you could go after Molly for. Why make up lies and fake scenarios and fake things that never ever happened, that happened in your head that you wished happened but didn't happen? And then you get busted, and you can't. The reason why y'all couldn't come back at me or Aaron, or because we're right. That's why you hate my ass, is because somebody's willing to show you who the hell you are.
It's fucking crazy.
To all new level, but this 100% has been happening all throughout. That is why every time we say like one of these big events happen, we're like, hold on, y'all, sit back just a second. This is exactly what she wants.
Sorry, I just want to switch over to my chat here. Dirty Uncle Sal says, to be fair, they only know so many words to begin with. And I remember the stagnant narrative. I commented a reply to someone about your stagnant channel. And someone says to check your Facebook messenger, whatever.
The only thing stagnant is Becky's brain. Shit. And my heart on.
True that. Oh shit! I just saw the Reagan member famous. Thank you for a great stream starting my birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Reagan! I'm sorry it took me so long to see this. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Oh, I got to tell you something. Oh man, it was important. Well, number 1, I got to ask you something after the stream. It's important. Number 2, there's 3 things I can tell you. Number 2 is, the person that was going to help us, they're starting Monday. And well, she already started once, but she's starting Monday officially. And then the 3rd thing was, God, it was important. Now, why am I going blank? I'll think of it and come back.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. That's all I'm seeing for the moment. Okay.
She wants her name in the algorithm. She wants to be talked about. She's not even putting the content out on her channels. She's having her cohort do it. Why is that? I mean, you guys are saying it in the comments again, time and time again, and we don't 100% know. That's up for speculation. We don't know what their exact motives are for Justin being the only one to give updates on her mom. And, you know, she gives updates, but after Spanky does, none of it makes sense. And the timing of it all is very, very, very convenient.
Oh, God.
Very convenient.
I'll get it.
I know I ate bread, and that's slowing me down.
Yeah. Miss Williams, have you worked on any albums lately?
Well, working on my Christmas jingles took so much out of me vocally, but no, I haven't. I love Miss Golightly. Bring it down, Miss Golightly.
Let your hair down, girl.
Oh my God.
Everybody's ass. She doesn't want us thinking that she's dying.
She's not dying. We're all dying, essentially. None of us know when we're going to go.
She put her foot down today. She's like, all right, enough. You motherfuckers are trying to bury me already. I'm not even fucking dead. I was like, that's not me, that's them.
Last night, she was giving up the house and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
I was talking to her last night.
Yeah. She was holding my hand so dramatically. She's like, I don't have a lot to give you, but it's all paid off and clear. Yeah. And I'm like,
Listen, the way I understood it. This is how I understood it. Listen, Mama Golightly.
Wait, what? Hold on. I'm going to back that up for a second because I think
of course you are.
She just said something that contradicts something she said last night.
I don't have a lot to give you, but it's all paid off and clear. Yeah. And I'm like,
Listen, the way I understood it. This is how I understood it. Listen, Mama Golightly was trying to give away the house to her loving daughter, and the loving daughter was like, listen, Ma, can we redesign the kitchen first? Listen, not to sound ungrateful, but listen, and not go all out here, do a little skylight here. Listen, Ma, I appreciate the offer, but I got my standards.
I'm a bit triggered by the lemon zest.
What the fuck? Again, I'm reading the chat here. And people are now getting hung up by Molly's comment there about how her mom said, I don't have a lot to give you, but it's all paid off. Everything is paid off? All paid off and clear? Like, what are you guys thinking? I mean, are you guys thinking what Molly's going to try to take her mother out or something? Like, everything's paid off? Like, why would her mom is old? Why wouldn't her shit be paid off?
I know why. Because they're dropping in what they do is they drop little stints in, and right now they're dropping in little things like, I know what's coming. What's coming is Molly wanted her mom to die so she can get everything and have everything, put her real estate and stuff in her name so she can get all that property. So, since she doesn't want the house that Walter gave her, that's what's coming next. I swear to you, mark my words, that'll be what is coming. And I thought of what I had to say as soon as Justin started talking. If you notice when they were reacting to us, she had it sped up so fast to where nobody could hear every time I would start talking on Molly's stream, she would speed it up. I mean, it was already sped up. The whole stream was sped up with me talking 90 miles per hour, which I talk fast. I'll give her that. But the only person that sounded normal was Justin. So that told me how fast that was. Justin, if you don't go to speech therapy or something, oh boy.
He talks like someone who just really enjoys his weed.
Thank you. Yes, he does. Like, he just has no worry in the world, but he texts us fast, man. I should be thankful for Justin because when I talk to most people, I thought I talked. There's one person I'm talking to right now, man. She talks.
Yeah. I got to tell you, because I can't stop looking at it.
We'll watch what she said. Yes, this was November 29th. This is the update on Clutch the Pearls, Justin's backup channel. This is the second update he had done. He announced in October that Molly's mom was diagnosed with cancer on his backup channel. Then in November, in the midst of all these trips and all this other stuff, Molly's at her mom's currently in this, and you just heard what she said, which we will play the video from last night at the end of this so you guys can listen for yourselves and make your own. I'm just laying out the map. You guys can draw your little lines from point A to point B. Okay. But these are the facts. And it's really, really obvious when you start listening to the shit back and forth, back and forth.
Melissa hates these.
No wonder why people have questions.
I think they're cute.
Right?
Shut up. No, you do not.
Yes, because it
Contradictions
reminds you
are
of, you know,
real.
growing up. You know what I mean? Like with like going to grandma's or something.
They are definitely something. I bet if you look hard enough in that house, you'll find matching pot holders. Guaranteed.
And some doilies. Does she have doilies?
This is where my mom hides
Oh.
the chocolate chips. She hides chocolate chips. She's been hiding them from me
This
for
week,
fucking
we'll
years.
talk more
And then I found her
about all of
stash.
that.
I found the stash. Look at it. She hides all the fucking. Look at this. I'm gonna find them. She'll say, "Get the hell out of here." Look, she's got the poor people salt. She's got the
What's the poor people salt?
the poor people.
The poor people salt. Y'all remember watching this the other day with me?
What the fuck? Dude, this one comment here. The mom has insurance, Medicare, pension, owns house, and 1 million slip and fall award. And yet Molly Golightly wants people to donate. What?
Jesus Christ.
So this person has already went from, oh, Molly's mom is sick. Okay. Because remember this, they're talking about something from back in October. Molly's mom is sick to Molly's mom has passed away and given everything to Marissa. So Marissa doesn't need the donation. So why are people donating right now? Like, what the that's some fucked up shit.
Oh my gosh. You know, and what kills me is their biggest thing is, you know, Molly goes, I've never seen Molly go real life or try to tamper in somebody's actual life. What y'all are doing is absolutely at the border, not if in Molly's real life. You are tampering with her real life by getting in her business this way and messing with innocent people. You know, this woman's dying and you're talking about her mother on your damn channel, you know, and her daughter. You think she wants her daughter upset and harassed right now when this is the last time she's ever going to get to see her, probably?
Yeah. That's what's killed me about people talking like, well, someone needs to be a voice for whoever. Like with Marvin. Like, okay, well, what part of you thinks that Marvin would be fine with you fucking attacking his mother like that? You're not a voice for Marvin. You're a voice for yourself and out of your own fucking vengeance and vindictiveness and spitefulness. That's who you're fucking advocating for. You know, and the same thing here. You're not a voice for her mom. You don't give a shit about her mom. If you did, then you'd be just be like, I'm so very sorry. And then that's it. Move the fuck along. You know, but no.
Yeah, and I remember watching you the other day, and you were just like, she said something about the reasons why it's fair that she goes after Molly's family and her right now at this time, and why nobody should give Molly grace. And you were sitting there like for 2 minutes trying to basically say it's human decency. Mm-hmm. It's common sense. You don't go to a funeral and throw a rock party. You know, there's things that you should know, you know, to do.
Yeah.
There's etiquette that you have to follow in every situation just out of kindness and human generosity. Well, but you don't know what those things are. Somebody needs to teach you what they are.
Well, that and like, even if you can't stand the person, you have no desire to show them kindness or whatever, you have to be able to live with yourself. You know what I mean? So that tells me that nonsense has no problem falling asleep at night doing these fucked up things. She will continue to, or Nunya, rather, she will continue to do them and see nothing wrong with them. Like, and then she will then fucking accuse everyone else of being wrong for not being bothered by their fucked up things that she deems. It's, oh my God. Like,
in psychology, that was a big question, is how do these people, live with their conscience after they do horrible things? The way they do it, and this is how Becky has trained her mind, is, and I know this because I've seen her absolutely demonstrate this action. She justifies every wrongdoing she does as a deserved action, or she tells herself it is so that she can be okay with it.
Yep. Like, kind of like, well, they may not have been guilty of anything today to deserve this, but surely they've done something in their past to deserve this.
They're taking things they wish would happen to Molly, or they wish Molly had done. Like right now, that person in the comments is saying this and this and this and this is paid off. And, before I've seen them put Molly stuff that, Molly's house is, her note is paid on time and stuff like that. They're wishing it wasn't, so they can call her, a fraud or a gold digger or something in that category. Like, you're so busy trying to find something wrong in her. Nothing will ever be right or good enough for y'all, because you won't even look at the good things.
This reminds me of this news report years ago. I remember hearing or watching on TV or something. And I mean, this was like back in, I don't know, maybe like the late 90s or something, mid 90s. there was some news report. They were talking about the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, because back then it was a big hit at the time and shit. Well, the producers of the show were someone along their lines. They went around the world producing the show. They would do the show from other countries and everything. It was like this big PR thing that they were doing. And they didn't have any really big problems at any countries except for one country. And this was Russia that they had this problem with. And what the thing was is that whenever the contestant would use the lifeline, ask the audience overwhelmingly answered incorrectly. And it happened so frequently and to such a high regard that it could not have been just some anomaly, So they started polling the audience, like asking them, did you know that this answer was wrong? If so, why did you choose this answer, et cetera, et cetera. Well, what they discovered is that the audience, because remind you, this was Russia, like just after the fall of the Soviet Union. Okay. So it's pretty desolate over there. But the most popular answer amongst the people in the country was that, yes, they did know that it was wrong, and they purposely answered it incorrectly because they don't want to help someone have good fortune and win money when everybody else is so fucking poor.
Exactly.
Why should that happen? And that's what this reminds me of. Like Becky and Nunya, it's like they're so miserable and unhappy in their lives that whenever they see someone else like prosper in their lives or do good or even just fall into some good luck or just even get compensated for shit, they don't like it. They want to put a stop to it because if they can't have that, well, then nobody else can either.
Exactly. They have the mentality of a 5-year-old. And my doctor, I told him, everybody keeps asking me the same question, like, why are you doing this? It's pointless. They did this to Elle before and Elle left. Well, at least all these people that have been victims have had nobody to advocate for them or have their back. And I believed if they would have, I remember watching all these years, like, why isn't somebody pointing this and this and this out or helping LB? Because I feel like what it is your brain is programmed. What they're doing is they're saturating your brain. They're repeating facts and misinformation over and over. So you'll believe that it is facts and misinformation, facts. And they're hoping that you'll believe everything we're saying is misinformation. So they've trained your brain for 8 months to believe this is the story. So whenever I come along at the very end, 8 months later, and I'm trying to show you the truth, they're like, oh, no, we already know what really happened, because they're not willing to take that step. That's why when someone says something bad about you, you go and you correct it right when it's fresh as the brain's running. That way they have that chance, that inner, intellect to stop right there and choose which one is true or false versus which was true and false later in a long time span. Because the short-term memory can't think like that. So, work like that. So that's just how I view things. And, me taking up for Letitia and them and all of that. Yes, it's 8 months later, but I wanted to make sure I was right. I don't come out and accuse somebody of framing someone or anything to a whole world of people, unless I know it happened. I'm not going to go and accuse people of crimes they didn't commit. You know what I mean? I wanted to make sure I was dead ass right.
Right. Yeah.
And I was.
Yeah.
But that's what we're having a hard time with now. So, everybody that's asking me, why are you, it's pointless. You're just asking to get yourself attacked. And I was like, if I was in this situation, I'd hope somebody would take up for my ass. Yeah, if I was in Letitia's shoe with no channel and I'm having to watch dumbass over there every single day run a night stream, or that other dude over there, Chode, run a stream, I would hope there would be somebody that would see what happened to me. And, at the very end, I went to Letitia. I believed her this whole time. And I knew, without even knowing the truth, that she didn't do it because of how they set things up. It told me they're lying on this woman. And so I believed Letitia without her showing me a damn thing until the end. And I said, the only way their brains are going to process this is if they see it. It's kind of like, you don't believe something until you see it. But intangible, there's tangible actions and there's intangible. And to me, the intangible, mindset is stronger than the tangible. But not in this case. When it comes to, so much time that has passed and so much, brain rotation of the same thing over and over and over, it's going to take a lot to kick started back into reality. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're struggling with. But say something happened to you right now. Say you were being attacked and I didn't take up for you. And then 9 months of you being attacked goes by and you're still being attacked, but we all knew it was for bullshit reasons all this time, but nobody was, had the balls to take up for you. And you're sad because you're like, man, nobody's ever got my back. Da, 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 da. But if say that you were being attacked right at that moment and then boom, I took up for you, they're going to stop it right there. Because they have a challenge right there. They're going to stop due to a threat that got in the way.
Yeah, if right off the bat, if there's no one out there to challenge what they're saying, then they're getting away with saying it scot-free. So why the fuck wouldn't they continue saying it? Yeah, exactly.
Right, and that like Nunya being on that lady's stream the other day, she thought she was going to own that woman. Yeah. That woman knew what she was doing. And
that woman, I gotta say, that woman, listening to her, she had conviction, she had integrity, and I think those are two things that people like Nunya and Becky, they can't compete with because they don't have any, Yeah,
it's not to be mean, but they have no emotional intelligence. And, you have your street smart people and then you have your book smart people. Well, they're neither. So what do you do in that situation when you have a YouTube channel and you're a complete dumbass? I guess you do stuff like this. Yeah. So I'm trying to be nice. That's me being nice right there.
I want to thank, where to go? Thank you so much, Flying Mom Laura, for the memberships. Yay! Who got one? See, Cheap Glass, Feeling Kind of Breezy, Juju B, Miranda, King Yukon, Great Dane Mom, Redo, Holly B, Feel the Love, Sheila Marie, Slick Fits, Terry Lynn, Steve McRae, Green Thumbnail, Vadrina X, and where did I skipped over something? Vadrina X, Alexandra G, Tina P, Mo, Meow Now, and Firefly 451. Yay, you guys got a membership from, YouTube picks you guys at random, but thank Flying Mom for it. Yay, thank you. Okay. All right.
With me, we just watched this the other day, literally the other day. We literally just watched this the other day. I was laughing so hard because I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going back in circles again because we are. This has all been a circle, all of it. And conveniently, they make a lot of money off these.
People sold. This is what Jeff told me, and it's stung with me. This is what he goes, this is for poor people. And he said, I grew up on that.
What is it with the rainy salt?
Yeah.
Listen, Morton is the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Come on, that's the common man salt, honey.
Yes.
Exactly. For the common folk, for the sorry people. But look at this. This is what I noticed. Mom's got a steady knives right here.
Uh-huh.
Knives right here. I'm like,
see, I think I would be right at home at the Mama Go Lightly household. I think I'd be right at home there.
She is
more
out of control.
Oh, thank you, Lucy.
She was cussing like a sailor earlier.
She was. She's like,
I don't want to fucking hear nobody saying I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, people are leaving all of these comments on the video saying, you're a horrible person, Molly. Go spend time with your mother. And they're trying to say that I'm an asshole for going to Key West. She had COVID.
It's none of their business.
That
none of their business.
Couldn't come see her. So these people lie about everything.
I mean, first of all, let's just kind of zone it. She's not in hospice care, people.
Right.
I mean, let's put it into context.
She's not in palliative care. Yeah. I heard a good one today, Marissa. Actually, someone sent me a screen.
She's not in hospice. She's not in palliative care. Granted, yes, end of November, but still.
In a chat room, they said that the reason I created Clutch Them Pearls is because
probably because at the end of November they still had hope and for treatment and everything. I mean, they just found out that she had cancer. Did they even know what kind of? Oh no, I think by now they did know what kind of cancer, but it was at the very beginning. I mean, why would hospice be something that was a reality right then and there? I mean, why is she holding that against them? It's March now, okay? So yeah, things are going to be different.
And they know this because back then, during all of this time, Molly was visiting her mother. She went to visit her mother. She dressed all up, which you had a problem with because she dressed up for her mother. Remember that?
Yep.
So back then, her mom wasn't in such a horrible state or condition. And you just want the worst to happen is what you want. You want Molly to suffer in every way possible. You say you don't wish no ill will on her mom or her. But yes, you freaking do. You're hoping it happens.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that is the blank truth.
Yeah.
And that's disgusting.
It is.
It's because I have a contract with you on my Justice for All channel.
I never heard that.
A contract.
Yes.
And what is
Signed in blood.
Yes.
and what would that contract even be made of? See, there's so many lies.
I don't know.
And I just want to meet the actual nimwits that believe that. I just want to sit down and be like, do you really believe all this shit that these people say? I mean,
I also need to get out of your vagina clearly because they said I was your tampon as well.
no, these are selling my used tampons for tea bags because they weren't where my think about it.
Crazy.
I think that I would make a killing. I'm not lying.
I
I
mean,
think
I'm sorry. That was fucking
What did you
funny.
say? I missed it. What'd you say?
I gotta rewind it. You gotta hear it. Yeah, I
Okay.
won't do it. I won't do it justice. Okay.
I mean,
I also need to get out of your vagina clearly because they said I was your tampon as well.
no,
Oh,
I'm just
God.
selling my used tampons for tea bags because they weren't where my
It was fucking funny.
Oh my God. They're just mad because they're not her tampon.
You know it.
No, you know it for sure. I have never seen people so obsessed. I mean, I've never made friends with women because they're crazy and psycho. You know, when you like say you're in a job, a man, they just fight egos. They don't try to cost someone their job. If you're a woman fighting a woman, they're wanting to ruin your whole life, cost you your job, and make you homeless.
I think for me, I mean, I'm friends with both. I get what you're saying though, but like for me, what I've noticed is women are more likely to be passive aggressive, and that's hard to deal with, really, because you can't, because it's I feel like passive aggressiveness is kind of like a gaslighting way in which to interact with people. And I think from my experience, women, they got their passive aggressive shit down pat, like my mom did. I think I got a pretty good handle on it too. You know, guys are more likely to be just blunt and direct about it. Like they don't fucking care about passive aggressive, you know.
Yes. They don't harp
Yeah.
over things 24/7 that somebody might have done to them. They're just ready to get their next
some men
blowjob.
do. Some men do. Yeah, some men do.
I've got a male's mind, you know. I just always have, and plus, I like women. I look at women different than straight women do. So maybe that's it. But what kills me is they don't even think of this way. The things the other way around. She's posting a picture of Walter. What if we took a picture of your husband or your daughter and made it our thumbnail and put some horrible shit on him? You would pitch a fucking fit.
Oh, she'd be the world's biggest fucking victim. Yep.
And I'm so tired of her saying, I don't think anybody's going after her real life. You have to have a life for anybody to go after.
Nobody fucking cares. It kills me. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think she's made all this up about Goose ain't going after her. Nobody's going after her. Nobody gives a shit about her.
Exactly.
She wishes people cared that much. She wishes there would be. She's so upset because everybody's calling her a stalker. But hell, when you post about Erica, you followed her to every single chat and live that she's ever been in, and then you post 14 screenshots from it. How's that not stalking?
Yeah, and in one stream she was like rejoicing in the fact that she had very mean DMs in her DM box or her inbox or whatever. She was loving it. She was loving that she was like this focus of attention or this target or whatever for people. Okay,
While we're talking about this, I hate to confront this on your channel, but I know they're watching. So, Nunya, I just want to say the threat you made to me the other day, where you're like, if you don't I'm going to show what you said. Show what I said about Molly. I dare you. Do you think that I am not smart enough to know that you were probably sent over to me, for one, because who gets mad about somebody asking if you're an admin for a fucking group, number one. I think you were sent over to irritate the shit out of me. I think. I mean, I made a decision right then. I'll never, ever discuss I'll never have a conversation with anybody else that has an IQ below a 10. I just can't deal with it. And I've never had something get on my nerves so bad. And she was like, okay, so, and then nonsense, whenever you're saying, oh, she was hoping that she could get Nunya to say certain things so that they could do something to Nunya. No, y'all were trying to do that to me. Every person, whether it's Erica, which I have a feeling you sent over to me, and you know why. I called you out on it the other day, which Aaron, I haven't told you about. But I think, Erica, who she hates so bad, I really think they're friends.
Yeah, I do.
Something they did the other day kind of gave it away.
I had my own thoughts about that, but they're similar. And yeah, I don't want to just.
They're sending people over to me hoping that I'll take the bait. I'm the baiter, so you can't bait me, honey. Can't bait me. So she's over here trying to bait me to say certain things so they could go and blast me. The only thing they've been able to get me with is where they tampered my damn video to make me look orange, which you have to tamper something to get me. Then you try to say my thumbnail was spelled wrong, which I proved you wrong there. Then you try to say I paid for an interview, and there's no way I can prove myself right on that. Proved you wrong. And y'all have tried everything so far. It's not going to work. Quit sending people to my DMs. And if you're going to threaten me with something, I'll call your bluff. So you better show the cards.
What I find, I always find the suspect is whenever someone says something like that publicly, like you really want to go there, don't make me show. You don't want me to show the DMs. I'll show the DM. You know, it is like whenever I hear that, I think, why are you trying to manipulate this person? Because let's be honest here, if you had no problem showing the DMs and the DMs did show something damaging, then you would just show them already. But
yeah, they would have blew me the next Tuesday.
Right, your public threat though to show the DMs is your way of manipulating and that other person and try to like maneuver them in the way that you want. You're trying to hold that over their head. So they were there. And why are you trying to hold that out? Like that tells me that you got some shady shit going on.
Oh, after I saw you react to that girl. Oh, I don't watch anything unless you're reacting to her. And when I heard that thread on your channel, I messaged her and I said, drop them, honey, drop them. Please do it. I said, I knew you were a snake just like the last one that got sent to me, Flava. I knew it.
Yeah.
Which I went to Flava. Let me correct that. I went to Flava because I was looking for somebody vulnerable that I knew would be a snake. And boom, she played right out the part. I mean, she played it out perfectly.
I'm not lying.
I mean, the obsession that people have with you is just...
It's unreal, isn't it?
It's unreal.
I know.
Look at
I'll never understand it.
Look how happy
I don't think we're not special, but they do. So I'm like, hey, fuck it. Let's go with it. And the thing is, it's so
supposed to be an update on her mom, but she's so happy that people are talking about her and people think it's changed now. Come on.
repetitive. You know, it's not just one person. It's so many. It's like putting a spell on them.
Yeah,
It's the weirdest thing.
I mean, it's like I always say, it's their greatest hits. Greatest hits. Marissa's record is on tour again. On tour.
And if they weren't talking about me, then I would care.
Thank you, Lana.
That is true diva mentality. It really is. Is you have to worry when they're not talking about you. Don't worry about what they're saying. And people are like, oh, you're not gonna believe what this person said about you last night. I go like, I don't care who it was and what they said.
No. To care, you would have to actually value. Like, I would care if you or Mallory said something about me because I value both of you. You know what I mean, as friends. And
thank you. I was out earlier, Millicent.
I'm listening.
You was what, or Mallory?
Huh?
What'd you say?
What?
Somebody asked if I'm going out tonight, and I just said I was out earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Was you on a date?
Awesome tonight. Will we be seeing you looking that hot and sexy in what, 3 weeks?
Listen, if you need a sex kitten, you'll get a sex kitten.
Okay, all right. I'm skipping over there for now. I'm gonna jump over here because I just okay. So Molly went live twice today. Okay, and this is another one of hers. Continued. Yep, this is it. Okay, so this is in the YouTube comment search browser extension. So I'm just curious to see like what people over here in the chat are like chatting, they're sending to her, whatever. And I'm assuming that Molly or the mods probably deleted maybe some comments, but they're not going to get them all. They're just not. So I type in the word scam just to see what's being said. And
you gotta show me how to do that.
Okay. Here we have Little Irish, a name that I have seen in Nonsense's chat quite frequently. And Molly and Michelle are two peas in a pod, scammers. Now, this is from today, mind you, okay? Then, okay, maybe, no. Which one was it? Shoot, no. Maybe we should send those videos to her family, see what her mom would be absolutely. Oh, maybe we should send those videos to her family, see what they think about this big scam. Her mom would be absolutely pissed. I don't know if that's what that's about, really. But I watched.
So you want to send a woman that's dying fake lies?
I think
on her deathbed.
Yeah, for granted, I'm not getting the context here just from one chat or whatever.
What did it say one time again? What did it say?
Well, wait a minute. There might have been a member here because I'm looking at this, but there's other ones.
Of course, they're a member.
Molly Michelle, 2 peas in a pod or whatever. But I have more. Okay. Oh, I've thought about it. But I have more grace than Molly Golightly, and don't scam people to pay for it. Okay.
Oh my God.
You know, this is just from one word. I mean, if I type in other words too, I can't think of any other words right at the moment. But you know, it's like, oh Jesus, I didn't even think about the comments. Fuck, I didn't even think about the comments.
Hell, I wish I was getting paid because this shit's worth $1 million. I'd be rich.
I mean, this is what's killing me. Okay, so we got a couple of content creators like Unirock, and now apparently the fucking idiot Nunya. I'm not going to call her the good Nunya because she's an idiot. So the idiot Nunya, and we have Becky there. These are 3 people who are running Molly like through the ringer or whatever because she had the balls to tell her viewers how her mom is terminally ill. Okay, what a bitch. Okay, that's one thing. Whatever. You could even argue that maybe they're just trying to create content for whatever reason. Whatever. You could find reasons, not excuses, but reasons. But then you have all of these accounts here joining in on it and like just ramping it up and keeping it going and upping the ante and everything on it. Like, what the fuck? Like, how does they happen? And the thing is I've seen this happen in other communities, on other platforms for other reasons. And it's the same thing over and over again. It's the mob mentality that comes together they don't even care about the issue that's being discussed. They just want someone to fucking pay for it. That's
right. They're out for blood.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you, does Becky have any twin sisters?
God, I hope not.
And none of your business. You should change your name to In Your Business because, I mean, you can't have your own name contradicts yourself. Shit.
Or stupid business. I
like nonsense. I mean, nonsense fits. I mean, none of your business, does not fit her at all. Nonsense, yeah. No sense. I call her no sense instead. I just take the N out and go with it. But that kind of does fit her because everything she says is nonsense. So, I mean, it does go perfectly with her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does. It really does. She had to have seen the fucking irony in picking that for a name, right? I mean, she had to have.
Oh my God. Without a crystal ball, I used to call her without a meth pipe. But I know I couldn't post that. Or without a fucking brain, one of those.
Without a meth pipe. Oh my God.
And they want to accuse Molly of being, it kills me.
Right here. I lost 2 loved ones from cancer. Watching Molly exploit her mom disgusts me. Thank you, Nonsense, for sharing.
Ugh.
Wait a minute. This isn't even on Nonsense's channel. Oh, no, it is. Oh, sure. Oh, I'm on that video.
No, there's one benefit about this, Aaron, though. He is creating an audience full of hate. These people that are, out for blood. Now, when she goes down one day, they're all going to turn on her. That's going to be her karma. Karma has a YouTube channel. Y'all should come visit me sometime.
Like I said the other night in stream, they really better fucking hope karma isn't real because holy shit, are they setting themselves up for a horrible fucking visit from karma.
No, especially Becky and her leggings. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what the fuck is this one?
Very good on the high notes.
Oh, it's cool.
My
mom's got my sister.
Yeah, why wouldn't she have clothes with her from her stay in Connecticut? I don't get it. All week long, we had heard her talk about packing for this trip. Magically, she doesn't have clothes now? Magically? I thought she was packing the other day. She was Thursday night. Remember, she was doing her brows and going to pack her clothes. At least that's what we were told, right?
My niece, my stepdad.
I love you.
Pay close attention because coming up, you're going to hear a retraction of a lot of things Molly said by her nephew.
Are there with her?
Maybe I shouldn't say a retraction. Excuse me. I'll say a contradiction of everything Molly has told everybody.
Oh, wow. I forgot how much I loved you.
She's hanging in there. Thank you.
How much I loved you.
I'm hanging in there. Thank you.
You can tell a man is into men when he calls colognes.
I got my godparents are there. Me and my sister got a 24-hour visitation pass. And they're gonna fly back tomorrow night. You're flying back tomorrow?
Flying tomorrow.
But me and my sister are gonna stay behind.
My sister's gonna stay too.
No. No, she leaves at 5 a.m.
Nope, this move tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I thought she was leaving later.
Yes, Gina's here.
Wow, you know what another is?
Gigi.
No, Gina's the one I was actually talking about before. I said
Yeah,
that
you've been, and we talked.
I am in a relationship with a transgender.
Okay.
I don't know. I just it's confusing to me. I don't know if I can impress her like she wants me to impress her.
Hi, Southern
Yeah,
Time.
right?
How are you?
Yeah, man. She likes straight men.
Yeah, I know.
About a man liking woman really turns her on.
No, but I mean, I don't think I can really live up to what she expects.
There's nothing that special about us. If you really want to know what's going down in straight man world, we like video games, sandwiches, and sex.
Good question, Teacher Mama. Good question.
If you can fucking, if you can buy a PS5 and throw some bologna on a fucking slice of bread, I think it'll be fine. She's gonna be floored.
Well,
floored.
She actually likes me for being who I am.
Hi, freckle face.
Hey,
y'all.
I
Hey,
like
Jen.
her for being who she is too. But I just feel like I don't know if it works.
That guy's too funny. That's my nephew. That's the songwriter.
Come on.
That's my nephew Ryan.
I think she could
Hi,
be
Jen.
my
Lots of love. Thank you so much. And I honestly thank you so much for all these prayers. They are working. They work. Yeah. My
I'm
family
waiting for-
is very thankful for the prayers. Thank you so much.
I'm sitting here waiting for what nonsense it says is coming up. I'm not hearing it. So I mean, what the just okay.
Christian.
Okay.
Good.
I can't. I'll tell you what.
Fruits? I like oranges. I like oranges. I'm a tangerine guy. All right.
Come on, it's called $10.
I can't. With my family is.
Who the fuck likes tangerines over oranges? I mean, come on.
You know what? Hey, do you know where?
What's that?
Do you know where she just said? You know, she said she was packing the other night, and now she doesn't have no clothes. Did y'all notice that? Now that was a play on words because I watched Molly's stream on that, and all she said was she was getting things ready. You twist words. It went from getting things ready to packing, and even if she did say packing, she could have been packing everything but clothes. As long as she's packing, that doesn't mean she lied.
And she could have just not known what to expect and just packed like one change of clothes or something, you know? Just thinking,
God.
I'll pack this for now. If I need to get more, I'll get more. Whatever, you know. Let's hurry up and get this shit done. You know, that's how I take it. I mean,
Right, or she could have ran out of time and didn't have time to get all of her clothes. You know.
Or maybe she didn't do laundry. You know.
Yeah.
That would be my reason.
Nonsense. Why don't you pack your stuff up and get off YouTube? Jesus. Go to the kids channel where you belong. Well, hell, don't go over there either. I don't know where you should be.
Go to Twitch.
Yeah. Go to Twitch.
I'm not there. Yeah.
Or Discord.
He is not.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even on live chat. Oops.
All of them.
Yeah. I think they knew right when they met you. They knew.
Oh,
What it
yeah,
was.
okay.
They were like, "There's no way she grew up with a normal set of people."
No.
Everybody has to be-
I wouldn't trade
have to
you
be
for
each other.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm
You say
not.
that.
I'm never gonna
You would
be
trade us for Melrose Place.
No, it would not happen.
Buckle up. It's coming up. There's a few. Buckle up. Yeah, on hospice.
What about James Dean?
James Dean died when he was 25. What the fuck?
What do you know about James Dean?
I know that they did a movie with his likeness in it
James Franco.
recently. Did you know that?
No.
You didn't know that they did a movie with his likeness?
Why you etching me
Yeah.
Who knows how many hundreds of dollars on beard cream?
Did you know on YouTube that they did it so that you could swear?
By the way, Diamond Cutter, thank you for being a member over here. I appreciate all of you OGs that have done this for fucking years. I don't know how you've stuck around.
This is my nephew, Ryan.
Look at you. You got 785 people listening to the shit you say. This is amazing.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much. I see you guys. Thank you
Look at
guys.
all the love. Princess needs a beard trim. That's where he keeps his power.
Oh, thank you,
Got
Early.
it.
Thank you, CC. Thank you. I want to say hello to everyone.
Thank you, Gina.
Daniel.
Who said
hello.
hi, Ryan? Somebody knows
Please,
me.
please. That's it.
We're giving people seizures.
Thank you.
We're all-
I'm overwhelmed with everyone saying hello, and thank you for the nutty family members. Thank you. Hello.
We're live from Jersey, going as lightly as we can.
This heavyweight champion
That's
right
me.
here.
That's me. I am Mike Tyson.
He's a songwriter. He's very talented.
He's very talented. Yes.
I'm all right if you're into that,
They run their mouths through a bunch of shit, but just strap in. It's coming.
sort of thing.
Okay, sure.
Hi, Ryan. Irish flag.
Guess what? How about this, you guys? So you remember how I was telling you guys that I fell in love with Taylor Swift's new album?
We don't give a
Guess what? He's working
Oh, yeah.
with.
His name's
the guy-
Ken Lewis. He
the
produced
guy
3
that-
records off of the top 10 right now.
Oh, thank you,
Remember,
thank
we
you,
are-
Michael. Oh, thank you for the
Yeah.
$20.
Motherfucker's so memorable. Yeah.
Give me $20 super sticker.
Wow, you used to have to take your shirt off for this type of shit. This is nice.
Ryan,
Hold on, wait a second.
Oh my God.
Well, fuck. He knows his aunt because she was just flashing her boobies at her mom's at the end of November. We just watched that clip. If you didn't miss that, go watch the end of my last video. Yeah, she was flashing her titties for money in the last one while she was sitting at your grandma's house. There you go.
That's not how it works.
Oh God.
Oh yes.
Why does she want everyone to know that? I mean, I'm not saying that what she did was wrong or to be ashamed of, but Nonsense is telling people this as a way, like, look at how shitty and horrible she is. She flashed her boobs.
Becky, are you upset because you have to argue with the wall about which one's flatter? Come on.
Exactly. And like, just because no one wants to see her tits. You know?
Ugh.
So he's now oh, Steve, thank you so much. Thank you for the $5 gesture. So Ryan's working with the Ken Lewis, who wrote the question, and Lavender Haze, and what's the other one?
Monford for.
And I said I never liked Taylor Swift, but the question I love. What's the third song?
I don't know.
Lavender Haze and the other one.
I'll tell you. Hold on. He did Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. He did Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys. He did Heartless by Kanye. He mixed the double album from Wu-Tang that only sold one copy. That guy who like cornered the market on that AIDS medicine. Remember that guy? Everybody started hating him out of nowhere. He's that. Like he's the guy.
Oh my God, Debbie. Woo, who's shirtless?
She just
thank you.
$65 for showing it.
Woo! Thank you so much.
How much for the pants? I don't even like these.
No, but he's doing it.
He'll do it.
I will do it.
No, stop
What are you
it.
talking about?
Stop it.
All right, so he did. What is it? He did Lavender Haze question and vigilante shit.
Wow.
Can we say shit?
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you not know that you just work?
And how long have you been working with him?
8 months. 8 months.
8 months they've been working together.
Oh yeah. Ken's the goat, man.
Wow.
Yeah, Ken's the goat. He's got 19 Grammys.
19
Grammys. Yeah.
He's so fucking deep in with this dude, right? But he has to Google what the fucking. Oh my God, I can't with these fucking name dropping. Fucking think that these. Come on.
The only people who really have such a huge problem with name droppers are people who don't have any names to drop.
She has a lot of made up names.
Yeah, well, yeah. But,
I'll show you.
Is that what he looks
What
like?
are we waiting on?
Oh my. What?
What are we waiting on? Are we still waiting on a part?
Yeah, we're still waiting. And I'm watching the chat. The chat's saying, buckle in, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And it's like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm being like clickbaited right now.
Well, I'm surprised she hasn't memorized the timestamp. The other day, she said she replayed Dawn talking, which is Molly's sister, 4 times in a row to memorize it. I mean, why don't you know the timestamp? You know the dates and everything else.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Look
God.
at that. Musical contributions to Lana Del Rey. He did Heartless. Yeah, he did 44 BTS records. Yeah, he's the man.
And you're working with him?
Yes, he's flying me out in April. He just built a brand new studio in Cincinnati, and me and James are going up to work on sync records for television.
Bro,
movies,
that's
and video
baller.
games. Yeah, man.
Does he need me for anything?
We need you for everything.
Like what?
What? Just
I
keep
need-
being
I need
you.
a theme song.
Just go as lightly as possible. That's all I need you to do.
Maybe he would enjoy Kate.
I mean, like 12 sitcoms. Theme song.
Oh
Kate.
wow. That's the only services it seems that you are available to offer anybody is Kate at your service.
Racking up money here.
Oh my God, you guys do.
That's
Thank you so
amazing.
much.
I like them.
Who does?
Who's Kate? Is Kate the name she went by in the stupid reality show or whatever from Vegas?
Yeah.
So Nonsense is suggesting that her uncle, or I mean her nephew would more enjoy Molly showing up and being Kate.
Nonsense. You wouldn't even be worth paying for service. I don't think I could get hard if I tried.
It's her suggesting this between aunt and nephew.
She's twisted.
It's a fucked up thing to say. It just is. It really is.
Who lives? Danny lives in Cincinnati.
He does live in Cincinnati?
Sure.
I just really like your super chat and off the place your super chat.
I appreciate that.
No,
you guys
he
think.
flashed his shot.
No,
Yeah,
he's
I earned
just a clown. He's just clowning around.
I'm garbage people.
You know how many
Well,
times I
stop
show
it,
my
stop
nipples
it.
and I get nothing?
You get no money.
Yeah,
I'm like,
There's a lot of Pizza Hut. She's the
True
rules.
crime. Oh, hey, true crime junkie. Hugs and
Oh.
prayers, my girl.
What a sweetheart.
They're talking about grandma.
We missed on Molly. I see that. Family best wishes. Yeah.
He's up here for grandma.
What you got on that one?
And that's his
Wow.
brother Tyler. Thank you, AJ. Such a wonderful family. Yeah, we are. And grandma is I don't know.
She's getting better. So she chemo didn't do her very well. So they pulled her off chemo.
The fuck? Wait, what? She's getting better. Molly said she's gone.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the oh fuck. She wasn't doing well in chemo, so they pulled her off. So she's in the hospital because she had some sort of, I'm guessing, bad reaction or reactions to the chemo. Maybe she was malnourished, whatever, nourished, dehydrated. The side effects were probably causing too much of a havoc on her already frail system. So she needed basic acute care in a hospital. And now that she's getting that and she's been pulled off the chemo, now she's starting to improve. Not that she's improving from her cancer, just that the urgent, immediate, right then and there new issue that arose from the chemo put her in a different acute state. And she's now recovering. She's getting better from that.
Exactly. It's an auto response.
Oh my God.
It was an auto response, so they didn't have to do what you just did. You know, he just said she's doing better instead of having to go a mile long with somebody they probably, you know, they were trying to have a good time, obviously.
Nonsense. Shut the fuck up. If you are this stupid, you are going to do so much fucking harm on any kind of platform where people actually hear you speak.
I know. And that's why it's hard for me to cost her nickname, because it fits her so well. Stuff she says like this. Like, seriously, she has the brains of a fucking peanut.
48 hours previous to this. The fuck? Hold on. Huh?
And they basically said that it's doing more harm than it is good. But all of the cancer that spread to her spine reduced down into one single tumor. Now they're going to put radiation directly onto that tumor. But she's talking again.
Whoa.
Well, it's good that she's talking again. But
I have sat here and listened to this naughty ass bitch mock people's medical choices and their decisions for months and fucking months in their private personal business that they made up stories on and told people that things were being done. But just fucking wait until you hear what these fools say.
She's drinking and eating again. She's getting better. So hopefully we can make a full recovery. We have a diet for her to make sure that she gets back, because nothing lives in the body if you're alkaline.
What? Alkaline again?
No cancer, no nothing like that. So right now we're working the healthiest way we know how, which is without chemo, you know?
Fuck. Hold on. I thought that alkaline diet was the reason why Dre lost her shit and eventually ended up harming her husband, according to your fucking lovely aunt sitting next to you. Isn't it ironic?
But she was singing yesterday. She was singing Elvis, which was nice. I'm all shook up. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she's not getting better. She's not. First of all, I no disrespect to Molly's uncle or whatever, but you cannot change the pH of your body. You especially can't do it through diet. Like maybe a medication to a very small degree, but no. What really changes the pH of your diet is severe fucking illness. And when your pH changes just even a little bit, your systems start to shut down. You cannot affect change to your body's pH, to your blood's pH or whatever. You can't do that. And you can drink all the fucking alkaline water you want, but you know what happens the second it goes down your throat? It falls into your stomach acid. Okay? And it all gets neutralized with the stomach acid. You can't fucking do. And stopping chemo, okay. Yeah, stopping chemo damages the healthy cells in the body. Sure, yes, no doubt. That's sadly it's a double-edged sword in that regard, and that's why some people don't do well with it. And it lowers your immune system, so you're more susceptible to just disease or illnesses and stuff and viruses, and you're more likely to get seriously ill from them. Yes, that's true. But the whole belief though, this alkaline shit, and you have to lay off the sugar, eat healthy, no more sugar, because sugar feeds cancer cells. But you know what? Sugar also feeds all your fucking cells, all of them. You starve the cancer ones, you starve all your fucking cells. You can't do that. It's impossible.
Well, was she staring in the mirror when she was saying, she's judging what somebody's, for 8 months about somebody's personal business. What the hell are you doing? And number two, I bet you're a pro at knowing all about pH balance, because your ass stinks.
Oh my God. I kind of question Nonsense's knowledge on any of this shit too, because she's using this as some sort of something to support her argument and her belief, and that
Yeah.
her mom's going to get all better and be just fine. No, she's not. I hope I'm wrong. Don't get me wrong here, but I mean, if they're stopping the chemo because she's not doing well with it, I don't know what her chances are with radiation or whatever, but the cancer is going to come back. Sadly, I think.
What she's hoping, like what you're saying, she's clinging on to every statement that's made, hoping someone will say something a certain way, maybe that they didn't mean, or just something that'll say something, contradicting what Malia says, so she can call Molly a liar. She's hoping someone will say that the mother's going to make it and doing great, so that she'd be like, see, she was exploiting her mother, making this all up.
And every family who's gone through this, they've had the ups and downs, because you don't want it to be true. You don't want to believe it. And you keep looking for an answer, and you keep finding hope in all kinds of corners, and you talk about them, and you try to get information. You want to hear other people's testimonies on things, so you can try to find comfort or reassurance or whatever. That's how people get through this. Sometimes it pays off. Yeah. But I think more often than not, it doesn't. But I mean, them having a moment of hope doesn't make her a fucking liar.
Yes, and Molly stated yesterday, did you write this down, nonsense, that her dad and her family's in denial? Did you write that part down? So they're going to say stuff like this if they're in denial anyway.
Yeah, and they're all going to have their own thoughts and opinions on it too, and they're not going to agree on shit, because it's a very heavy situation, and it's people are all dealing with their own anger and grief and sadness, and you don't get along well when you do that.
It reminds me of Katie, because she goes after all these pastors and preachers, hoping that they're child molesters and stuff.
Yeah.
And the victim, she just wants to hear all the gore of their stories. She don't give a shit what happened to them. She just wants to know the dirty details.
Yeah, she gets all giddy and shit when she's talking about it, and that's what nonsense is doing. Nonsense is, I mean, a decent person, I feel like, would be like, I really hope that this is true. I hope that her mom's going to be okay. I really hope it's true. And that, but like, see, Molly's a liar. Her mom's not going to die of cancer after all. Like,
right.
What the fuck is?
Wow, we hope Molly's lying about that her mom is dying and isn't going to make it. Aren't you hoping that?
Well,
that's what I'm talking to nonsense. Like, aren't you hoping that her mom makes it out of this, and that what Molly says isn't true? Don't you hope that's the truth?
You would think, yeah. I think she does hope that's the truth, but not because she wants to see her mother, still be here for Marissa or whatever. Now, she wants it to be a lie, because that way she can throw it in Molly's face. But that's so fucking weird too.
And she always has to make it a way to turn it back to herself. I'm shocked she isn't talking about herself this whole stream. I was shocked.
I'm sure she will.
It will be tomorrow.
The comments over at Daily, whatever, Meander or whatever. No cancer. Like, where the fuck was that said? No one said anything about, no, there's no cancer. Like, what the fuck? Oh my
God. Wishful thinking, aren't we? But when she's up there talking about how, she's had this disease and whatever, and all this trauma in her whole life, she's got, religion trauma and all that, girl, you need God. Just saying. She has had a very bad life. I get that. And she's like punishing Molly for her life. She's punishing Molly.
I don't know that she's had a bad life, but I do think she's definitely lived in unconventional life. But
she said she's had a bad life. She said it. She's talked about her mom and her dad, and she's pretty much said her dad chose religion over her, and her mom. I don't remember. I think it's like they had a non-existent relationship pretty much. So she can't grasp these concepts because I don't think she's had them. That's what I was talking about earlier. And I'm not trying to be mean. I mean, that's as mean as I'm going to get, as bad as she is. That's as far as I'm willing to go. But that's what I think the problem is here. Is her own trauma is causing her to act this way. And if she would go to therapy and sit there for an hour versus sitting on YouTube assaulting people for an hour or 5, it might be more beneficial than what she's doing.
Yeah, I don't see how.
She has a counselor, and if you do have a counselor, hell, you need to get rid of them and pay somebody else, because it ain't worth the money that you're paying. Because there is no change in you. She said she goes to therapy and she talks to her therapist.
She was singing.
Sorry.
She says that she goes to therapy and talks to her therapist, about what she does, daily and all that. Do you tell him or them everything that you do on YouTube? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. Go
ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay. Hi Claudia. I jumped over to chat here. I haven't even been. I don't pay attention to chat much when I'm commentating on streams and shit because I can't concentrate on both at the same time. Okay.
How many people do we have in here?
What did it say? 48. Oh,
Well, y'all let us know if you like us being on panel together. We could probably do it once a week or every other week or something.
Hell yeah.
I'm supposed to go on Steve's channel to argue about religion one day.
Singing yesterday. Meanwhile, your auntie is over here posting that she's nonverbal.
The nephew just said she's talking again. Implying that prior to that, she wasn't talking. That would mean nonverbal, right? What the fucking idiot?
She's nonverbal.
She doesn't know what nonverbal means.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Elvis.
That's pretty nice, man.
She doesn't do that for me.
We're gonna get her out of there. We're gonna get her out.
When I see her, I get this. Well, you got it too.
Which is
that's Molly's excuse for her being nonverbal. She just grunts at Molly because, okay, Molly, sure, way to cover that nonverbal post in your Patreon. Gotcha.
It's no different from what she really got before the cancer.
She was in pain.
For me, I get.
She absolutely shamed Dre for the diet of alkaline. Abso-fucking-lutely. For months they had.
I didn't hear Molly say a fucking word about the alkaline diet. That would be her nephew. Why is Molly getting blamed for some shit her nephew fucking said?
I think it's because Molly had said, go ahead.
What was Molly supposed to do? Speak right up and get through an argument at that time and on stream? Shut the fuck up, nonsense.
He bashed Molly for her diets and her eating all the time and all that. She bashes her every day about that.
She was bashing Molly because she eats so fucking much. She's always eating. She's always doing it. And then bashes her for trying a diet.
I think nonsense does that because she doesn't know what a diet is. Okay, I'll shut up.
Months and fucking months.
You said that, and I wanted to say something, but I
Hey, when she came for me, she didn't have anything to go off, but started going for my looks. So I'm just hitting her with her own dose for a little bit.
Yeah.
They've gone at Dre over alkaline.
What happened? Whose audio cut out? Was it hers?
Yeah, it's not ours.
Okay.
I was wondering what happened.
Well, it's something I watched said that she had problems with her stream or whatever, but I didn't think it was this one. I thought it was the other one.
I'm trying to be careful what I say. That way you don't get accused of co-signing my behavior and going along with the comments that I've made. So I hope that you stand by at least one of them.
I stand by more than one.
Just checking.
Muted. Okay, people are like, all right, looks like she blacks out here for, okay, good jump.
No, she rolled back over.
All right, so this is the craziest story. Okay, so.
Wait, you mean the part in the video? Hold on, let me back that up.
We have a diet for her to make sure that she gets back because nothing lives in the body if you're alkaline. No cancer, no nothing like that. So right now we're working the healthiest way we know.
Molly, you evil bitch. Do you have locks in my hair too?
What?
Sorry, y'all.
Wow, which is without chemo, But she was singing yesterday. She was singing Elvis, which was nice. I'm all shook up. Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice, man.
She doesn't do that for me.
We're gonna get her out of there. We're gonna get her out.
When I see her, I get this. Well, you got it too.
Which is it's no different from what she really got before the cancer.
She was in pain.
For me, I get.
But you just heard in the last video from November that she was on oxys, and we know that she was also put on fentanyl patches, thankfully. Thank God the doctors are doing that. Okay.
No, she was in pain and she needed her medication. They weren't giving it to her fast enough. But when they did, she was fine.
Now it's she could.
So what was that? Was Nonsense trying to point out like what she was in pain? How was she in pain if she was on fentanyl and oxy?
Yeah, that's what she was doing.
Okay, well, she was. It was said that she was put on this medication way back then, and just because she was put on it doesn't mean that she kept up on it, that stayed with the regimen, or even took them as. Not everyone
Right, or if it even worked or killed all the pain.
Right, exactly. Not everyone who gets prescribed, opioids actually takes them, Becky. Okay? Especially older people, because...
Right, or you'll end up like me. Don't ever do it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't mean... But I'm familiar with it, too, so I'm agreeing with you. That's all.
She could only be on her side, and then... When Jake was in there, she was on her back.
Right. She's rolling around now. She's moving. No, she did. She rolled back over.
Oh, so that's the part of her post in Patreon about she could only be on her side. Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the craziest story. Okay. So this is the craziest story. Tell them the story about Grandpa and the brain cancer.
Okay, so one of the nurses grabbed Grandpa before closing time. It was right before they closed out on visiting hours, and they took him out into the hallway and said, "We need your DNR. We need your DNR. We need to know if she wants to do not resuscitate." So he was like, "Why? What's going on?" And they wouldn't give him all the information, but she was kind of leaning towards the fact that the cancer had spread to the brain. Now, the
bull fucking shit.
Oh, were you
I
there?
have to say this because nurses are extremely careful. Medical professionals are extremely careful unless they randomly got one who is egregious and just spews shit out of her ass. They are not going to not tell you what is going on. They're not going to mislead you to believe that the cancer has spread to the brain if that's not the case.
That's not what they're saying.
That's not what
there's lawsuits that can happen because of that shit.
Okay. We're gonna back.
They are not randomly professionals. I have to say that.
And they wouldn't give him. We need your DNR. We need to know if she wants to do not resuscitate. So he was like, "Why? What's going on?" And they wouldn't give him all the information. But
they wouldn't give him all the information. Okay, they wouldn't give him all the information, but
he was kind of leaning towards the fact that the cancer had spread to the brain.
She was kind of leaning toward that being the fact that the cancer led to the brain. In other words, she probably said something like, "Well, we need to do a test to see if the cancer spread, yada yada yada, and we need to know, we need to have this DNR thing established ahead of time because there could be a complication with the test, or yada yada yada." That's what it sounds like was probably discussed to me. And so, yeah, people hear that and they think, "Oh my God," they think that the cancer might have spread to the brain. That's where you're going to go with it. Every human jumps to the worst case scenario all the time, really, pretty much. But I mean, even hearing that though, you're hearing that it's a possibility. So repeating it, it's reiterated that it's a possibility.
I think what the doctor was doing was speaking by experience, saying, cancer is very aggressive. It spreads very fast. So just in case, that does happen, do you want to do a DNR, or you want to allow that or not if anything were to go wrong? They were just giving them a disclaimer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But dumbass over here can't understand anything.
That's the thing. They have to do that. They have to give you
warnings. Right.
All the information. It's informed consent. That's what it's called. It's called informed consent. So they're going to give you information that will ultimately not end up applying. But because of informed consent, they have to tell you that it could. So
exactly. Like say you go through a haunted house, you have to sign an agreement. If you get hurt or blah, 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 you won't sue us. They're not saying you are going to get hurt, but if you were to get hurt, will you agree not to sue our ass for it? That's what they're saying. You know what I mean? It's not the same, but it's, the same sort of rhetoric. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, not. Oh my God.
Now, the
bull fucking shit. I have to say this because nurses are extremely careful. Medical professionals are extremely careful unless they randomly got one who is egregious and just spews shit out of her ass. They are not going to not tell you what is going on. They're not going to mislead you to believe that the cancer has spread to the brain if that's not the case. That's not going to happen
They
because
did.
there's lawsuits that can happen because of that shit. That is not something that they can do. A DNR, if there is one, they need to put them on file. You have to have the DNRs. In fact, we need to go through a whole fucking DNR living will thing because people are so confused by it. You have to have them filed. That is why they're asking for a DNR. Because if somebody,
For the love of God, please do not. If she does do that stream of DNR and stuff, don't take anything she says to be factual. Like,
Oh God, please don't.
I feel like that's just going to set people up for a lot of bullshit. Just talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Your doctor can inform you or at least point you in the right direction.
She's so dumb. Like every doctor has to warn you of the risk that you're taking whenever you're doing any kind of like a pre-op, when you're going to have surgery. They have to give you, warnings of what could possibly happen.
I just thought of something though. Like when my dad was in the hospital right before he died, like there was a DNR on file, but my dad is the one who signed it and agreed to it and everything. And then my sister, did as well. But like, it sounds like the husband is already her healthcare proxy.
Right, exactly.
So you don't make someone that your healthcare proxy doesn't get made and then get approached. It doesn't get that far along unless it's something really fucking serious. I mean, it doesn't sound like the hospital is really thinking that this is at a stage where everything's going to be okay if they're approaching him for setting up the DNR.
Well, they're also, in a business sense, they're being cautious. If say you're going to do a surgery and you did not warn the patient that, hey, you could be paralyzed after this, and then they get paralyzed, they can be sued for not warning them in advance.
Yeah. I mean, because you have to have informed consent. You have to provide informed consent for the patient to make an informed decision, the best decision for them. If they don't have all the chances are they're going to make a bad decision. And if you're the reason why they did that, then yeah.
Exactly.
Right. I'm going to let this go for a few more minutes and I'm going to wrap this up because it's
okay.
Late. Yeah, I'm getting tired and she's pissing me off.
It's like people you date, they don't always have a warning sign that they got an STD when you go sleep with them. Okay.
somebody has medical issues, they want to have them on file, not necessarily because of any other thing, but if there is a DNR, they have to have it in their system. They always check for DNRs. Nobody is going to mislead the entire family to believe that it has spread. That's just not going to happen unless, again, the perfect storm of having a completely ridiculous medical professional that's doing dangerous things. Very, very hard. Not going to happen. A DNR has to be filed.
Consensus after the fact, the MRI found out that it didn't spread to the brain. Her brain is clear. There are no lesions. There's nothing going on. What we're looking for is markers right now, blood markers, just to see where she stands on.
Hold on, I'm backing that up because I think he just said something else that I really.
Oh God.
I'm slowing it down actually.
Oh God.
Let's see what she comes up with this one. I can't wait.
Around now. She's moving. No, she did. She rolled back over.
All right. So this is the craziest story. Okay. So this is the craziest story.
Yeah, they have to be filed.
Tell me the story about grandpa and the brain cancer.
Okay, so one of the nurses, and they took him out into the hallway and said, they didn't know if she wanted to do not resuscitate. So he was like, why? What's going on? And they wouldn't give him all the information, but she was kind of leaning towards the fact that the cancer had spread to the brain. Now, the consensus after the fact is they did MRI and found out that it didn't spread to the brain. Her brain is clear. There are no lesions. There's nothing going on. What we're looking for.
Right there. Yeah, that's what I said. I said it sounded like they talked to him. They want to see if the cancer spread to the brain. They want to do a test or whatever. So maybe there's complications or whatever with it. So they want to DNR and shit like that. And then he explains how then after the fact, an MRI was done, and the consensus is that it did not spread to her brain. Like, it sounds like the DNR was for a fucking test or something, and that there was a possibility. Like, okay, yeah, I want to hear what she says. Sorry.
For his markers right now.
Her brain is clear. There is no lesions. There is nothing going on. Yeah. When does the hospital close?
Blood markers,
End of visiting hours, maybe.
just to see where she stands on what's going on.
They still have not gotten markers. How is that possible?
Oh,
isn't that one of the first things they do in staging?
With the cancer and where it is, they deduct.
Markers can change though, or it whatever tests you do in the beginning regarding markers isn't the end all and be all of markers. I mean, I don't think it is, right? I mean, I'm not a medical professional, but neither is she. What the fuck is she talking about?
And obviously they were saying, visiting hours end at a certain time. They weren't saying, she twists everything. They were not saying that the hospital closes.
The hospital closes.
Jesus Christ. Brain dead, I swear.
I'm picturing now like people going all over the floors. Let's go. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Good night.
Exactly. That's why I can't watch her long. Like, oh God, it makes me sick. It's like, God, how brain dead can you be?
Tumor now, which is great because it spread from the lungs to the spine after the chemo. The chemo did all it could. Right now, the way it sits, she's talking again. And she's creating responses. She's accepting information. Her brain is processing it. She's giving responses. She's drinking and eating, which was better than what we were getting before we got here. So our main goal is to get her out of the hospital as soon as possible, back at the house, and then.
So what, in my take, again, this is my opinion, just off of what he's saying. From what I'm gathering, though, is a nurse approached the stepdad, Molly's stepdad, and asked them if she has a DNR. Meaning, does she have a DNR in case of emergency, something like that? They do it with anybody that's older, cancer, in the hospital, admitted, anything. That's a very, very typical. It could have even been a social worker. We have no idea. But they make sure to ask those questions because if somebody does have a DNR and they go into the hospital.
He said it was a nurse. Her nephew said it was a nurse. Why is she? It could have even been a social worker.
Oh my God. All they were trying to say is the mother is she's getting chemo. And if the cancer has spread, they're going to have to do more chemo and it might kill her. If it does, do you want a DNR? Yes or no? We're letting you know that this is the risk that might happen if we go more aggressive on this treatment. But it looks like due to the scans that we just took, it did not spread to the brain. To where we have to be more aggressive with the treatment. That's all they're saying. Like, she's such a moron. And she just said exactly what we were saying earlier when she was trying to twist what the doctor was saying. But now she agrees with us, basically, after making a dumbass statement, not agreeing. I don't get her. Like, she makes no freaking sense to me.
All right, I'm gonna let her play out this thought, and then I think I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm literally losing my mind.
Yeah.
Happen and it goes south. They have to have them filed. There's a whole process behind it. That's the reason. So these fools, because they were being asked about the DNR, just assumed, because no nurse is going to fucking tell you that. First and foremost, they can't. They can't. MRI techs can't tell you the image results. Period, point blank, end of fucking story.
What?
Yeah, no, MRI techs, yeah, they can't tell you the image results. So they has to come from a medical professional like a doctor or along
He never said they told him that. He never said that.
I know. I'm just saying, yeah, you're right, but why is that a talking point right now? No one.
Right. She's making shit up out of her ass.
Yeah.
We'll just take care of this ourselves because everybody knows chemo ain't the way to go. I mean,
what?
It's no secret. So
chemo's not the way to go, but it's shrunk 90% of the tumors. I mean, okay.
They told my stepfather.
I'm sorry. I gotta say, nonsense made sense finally. I'm glad. Very good point to make. I'm glad she made it. She's still a fucking idiot though.
That she wasn't doing.
She wasn't gonna come.
She wasn't gonna come. But she's making progress.
So I'm sitting in the car. They did say.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Before I get all angry or whatever, I'm gonna end this on a bit of a, I don't know, better note. I guess better note is a good way to put it. All right. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I am tired and
I've had fun. I
had fun too. Thank you for coming on. Thank you. I'm going to, let me go grab your link. I'm sorry. I'm not very
Thank you. I had fun on this one versus all the other ones. The other ones I was new and nervous.
All right. So here's the link to Veda's channel. I'm going to put it in the description too when I'm done. but right now I'm putting it here in the live stream. I'm going to put your name in the title too. I wasn't positive if you were going to come on or whatever, because I just want to wait. But yeah, I'm going to add your name and shit to the title. So here's Veda's link for you guys to go check out her channel. She has some awesome fucking videos up on her channel where she really breaks down and she actually shows the receipts, the proof, the evidence, everything. She brings it. She points it out. She finds shit that everyone else who's been reading and following this has just read right over a million times. She picks it up and she points it out, and you see it and you're like, fuck, why didn't I see that? You know? So really, I highly recommend checking out her videos. So there we go.
Thank you, Erin. You look pretty today. I just now saw what you look like.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
If y'all like us on panel together, let us know real quick so that we can schedule this, once every couple weeks or something, whenever Erin is off and has time for that.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I don't think I have much time this week, but I definitely next week though. And I'm seeing, okay, puppy time. All right. All right, let me go grab puppy. We'll wrap it up like a palate cleanser here with the puppy. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. You can
go ahead. I'll talk to him while you do that.
Okay, all right.
So did y'all like us being on panel together? We've had fun tonight. I'm probably going to be attacked now. I don't care. Okay, Steve said, nonsense seems to go out of her way to deliberately have the worst possible take. Yeah, I think that her brain only fires like once a week. And, it's probably when Molly's going off on somebody, Other than that, I don't believe her brain even lights up or, has a neuron that turns on whatsoever. So I think that's what we're dealing with. Just a thought. It was great for what I call. You got to watch the rest, Steve. You got to go back and watch the rest. I need to get a wrench from her. I have a question, though. I need to ask her this. But has anybody seen this Trisha Kelly person that goes around and harasses everybody? I really think it's nonsense because she sounds like her. But I also wanted to let y'all know that I'm running a new story. If y'all want to come watch it next week, I'm running a new story. It's similar to the Marvon story, but basically it's about a man that had made an attempt on his life, and the wife is like Dre, pretty much. She's one of those herbalists, but she's not vegan. So I don't want to say vegan, but she's one of those naturalist people, those people that, like all the plants and stuff, and you can't eat meat or anything like that. She's not vegan though. Apparently she's not vegan, but if y'all want to watch that story next week, it's so similar to Dre. I mean, the wife is literally like, except her name is Brittany, not Dre, but she's pretty much like a vegan, and her husband had tried to off himself by gunshot versus hanging, and the bullet is still in his brain, and he made it. And now I'm going to do a before and after kind of. I'm going to introduce the story this week, but me and Justin are working on it together. I was going to see if Erin does, but I don't think she's going to have time. But this story is going to be really, really good. And right now, the wife is avoiding getting the guy rehabilitation, getting him so that he can get better. She refuses to take him. So I'm going to run this story to help the mother. She's also denying access to the family, just like in Marvon's story. So if y'all are interested in that, just be looking for that this week.
Awesome. Sounds great. I want to learn more about it. I will definitely look for it.
That's what I was going to ask you after stream, if you wanted to work with me and Justin on it and run it, but it's up to you.
If I can, I will. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'll tell you about it real quick since we're leaving, and that way I know you're tired. But basically, it's sort of like the Dre and Marvon story, except the wife's name is Brittany. The guy's name is Israel Seth, but he goes by Seth. Basically, on April 24th of 2022, he made an attempt on his life by gunshot, and it was a failed attempt. The bullet's still in his brain. After that, he was basically paralyzed, and he's having to relearn how to walk and all that again, but the wife refuses to get him rehab, and she's been avoiding the family of any questions. She said 6 different stories about what's happened, and there's an open investigation onto her, and CPS is onto her, and she won't let the family near him pretty much. And every time they've tried, she's had them removed. It's the same exact, and she's just like Dre with the diet and everything. Like, this is literally an identical story, except she's not a social media influencer. She's just, like us, an everyday person.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You might like it.
Check it out. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now because she's getting heavy and I have to take her out. I want to take her out before she goes and gets settled and comfortable again. Otherwise, she's gonna be a bitch to get up. So, all right, bye guys. Thanks for being here, and I will be around some point tomorrow. I have tomorrow off, so yay.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Aaron, for having me up.
Thank you for coming on, Veda. I had a great time. Thank you so much.
Oh, I did too. Have a good night, Tika.
Bye.
Bye.